Welcome back to one of the few lights in this burning abyss that is our lives, the regular exclusive podcast.
That is one of the truest statements you've ever said on this show. Thank you.
Things just keep getting darker, and then it's on us to brighten things up even more.
I know. It's just another fucking responsibility for us.
No breaks.
That's okay, though. This is one of those, like you said, one of those shining beacons of joy that we actually get in this world, which is like rare these days. So I'm happy
Well,
to be here and for other people as well.
yeah. Well, we do get another little beacon this Sunday because the Oscars are finally here, and this has been a roller coaster of a Oscar campaigning season. Like
Oh, yeah.
when it started back in like December, January, I was like, man, this feels pretty like locked in already.
I mean, it started even back in like early in September this year. I mean, every year it does, but like I agree. I feel like by December it was already like this is pretty locked. This is going to be an easy season, right?
Yeah.
I feel like we get all of our movies that have dropped by December, but like even before December, I was kind of like I feel like I know what movies might be at the top of the conversation and like wasn't really that surprised when we locked in. It's like, okay, yeah, we've got it. But then since December, we've had nothing but chaos, I think. Right? Would you
Yeah.
agree? I mean, in the world alone, but then the Oscars really have reflected that. Not them specifically, but just the lead up in award season this year has been chaotic as fuck.
Yeah, like there's been clear front runners, and then something happens and it's like, oh, maybe not. Like, we had the whole BAFTA situation. Like Timmy Chalamet has been campaigning hard as can be, maybe to a fault, just based off the
Hmm.
last couple weeks. But then we have the BAFTA situation where someone shouts the N word, with Tourette's, has a tick, shouts the N word while Ryan Coog or while Michael B. Jordan is up there.
Yep.
And
And Delroy
yeah,
Lindo. It's like then since then Sinners has just been on the uptick, which is good. Like they deserve nobody deserves to fucking stand there at an award show and have the N-word shouted at you, regardless of if it's a tick or not. So the fact that like that has resulted in good things for Sinners, I feel like it's not a bad thing or something to
no,
criticize. I'm very happy about that. It has made it interesting though, because I feel like other things that we were like, this season feels pretty locked already. It's interesting how much just like the last couple weeks have changed all that.
hmm Well, let's go through a couple
The
of
big
these.
awards, the top five.
Yeah, and let's just
You
kind of talk about. I mean,
let's do our final Oscar predictions since they're happening this weekend, right?
sure, let's do predictions, but then I also want to hear what your pick.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is what I'm picking. Like, these are our picks, basically. We don't have to do predictions, but like, these are our picks for the top five categories ahead of the Oscars, I think. And then we'll each just talk about each of them.
hmm
But I think, like, this is where we stand because I think these are, interestingly, like the most usually locked in categories. And these are the ones that have been fluctuating the most. So
hmm
let's not get into all the crazy shit.
Yeah.
But where do you want to start? Do you want to start at the top or work our way up?
Let's work our way up. So let's start with supporting actor.
Okay.
So nominees are Benicio del Toro, One Battle After Another, Jacob Elordi, Frankenstein, Delroy Lindo for Sinners, Sean Penn, One Battle After Another, Stellan Skarsgård, Sentimental Value. So I'll kick it off. I've seen all these movies, and I think the favorite right now is Sean Penn. It was Stellan Skarsgård for a while, but
Yeah, it has shifted sadly. I will honestly, I mean, like it felt like it was Stellan Skarsgård's to lose, almost like leading up to like the first award show, which is like because he had early praise back like in like either September, August, like he was already like emerging as like his film this year will be like his time, right?
yeah.
And he had a great narrative, but then I feel like just slowly, one battle after another, interestingly even though it's kind of waned in other categories, this category, even though typically I would say also in history, you have two actors from the same film
hmm
usually splits your vote. But like I told you before, I think Sean Penn is the best person in that film, no matter
Hmm.
what. I honestly, you could even argue he could even be a lead actor. I wouldn't even have a problem with it. He's almost like the lead. But I just think his performance was so singular and fucking incredible. But like, I'm picking him. I think he'll also win. Who do you have for this category?
Well, I think we both agree that the actual winner should be our guy from The Long Walk. Um, why am I forgetting
Oh,
his
are you talking about David Johnson, who's not even
Yes.
nominated? Okay.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
was like, what are you talking about? That guy's not in here. I would have fucking not. I mean, honestly, if I was going with my heart, I would always want to go with Jacob Elordi, but and because he was so good. But I agree with you. If David Johnson was fucking in this category, all the way would we
Yeah.
be screaming his name.
I'm
But
actually
Sean Penn, I mean, I don't know. Is that who you're gonna vote for too?
so I'm actually shocked, and I think you're going to be proud of me. My personal pick is Jacob Elordi.
Really? Okay,
I
I'm very impressed.
like. I think. I mean, Sean Penn is he's in your face. Like he's incredible in this, especially just with how how just despicable he is. Also, the memes that he created,
Oh,
like
yeah.
just do you like black women? I love them.
I mean, I agree with you. I This is why I also felt hesitant about Benicio being like the memes are incredible, but are we going to
Yeah,
give best supporting actor whoever gives us the best memes?
yeah.
No. Please
But
God no.
like I was so impressed with Jacob Elordi and like how nonverbal of a performance he gives in the first half
Yes.
of the movie, and then the second half is just like a long monologue of him learning how to be a human. Like,
Oh, it's beautiful.
yeah, I thought it was just
I
great.
love that. I feel bad now because I want to vote for my personal picks, but I'm trying to like, do this like a handicap. So I'm still gonna go.
You're also the one of the two of us that always picks the who wins at the Oscars. So
I'm
you're
pretty good.
probably clouded by your intelligence.
That's true. That's my handicapping. I have to. I know this stuff inside and out by this point. But I'm gonna pick Sean Penn just because he had the most, I would say, the weirdest performance by a mile. I mean, weirdest as in like, I don't know how it works, but it's great. And then also the fact that like, I would still prefer if Jacob Elordi wins, right? I would almost prefer if anybody in this category won, honestly, over Sean Penn, which is nuts because I feel like the conversation online that I've been seeing is very much how I feel instead with like, he's gonna fucking win his third Oscar for a role that he's not even fucking showing up and he's not even marketing himself. He's not doing any promotion. He hasn't been to one award show. He has won at these award shows, hasn't even shown up. And he's still gonna fucking win his third one. And does he just fucking deserve it? Of course he does. He was magnificent. It's like I'm angry that he's so good in this that
Yeah.
like I'm still gonna give it to him because I think it's like I don't want to vote for him, but I have to because I'm just like I understand what he's doing is very different, and it's just I think it deserves it.
Well, and also there's a point to be made that you and I have talked about that we really like when movies are not cowards and they make Sean Penn despicable and they never try to redeem him. And
No.
so like if you're going to be a villain, like be a villain. Don't coward out and be like, "Oh no, he was damaged the whole time." Like just
No.
make him a bad person
Yeah.
and unapologetically so.
Yes, so much so that we root for his death scene is just like the best part of the film. Honestly, he's the walk alone. I stand by this. His walk in that film deserves an Oscar. That's all I
Yeah.
gotta say. So does Jacob Elordi though. So I would honestly, I feel like no matter what, it's still gonna be Sean Penn. But like I love that you're also voting for um, Jacob Elordi because I feel like he really is the best. But I'd say it's almost a tie in my mind, which
Yeah.
is nuts. But just on the fact that it is a tie, they really should give it to the new guy. But that's not how this thing works. So
Especially in the male category. Oh,
exactly.
it's always the old guys.
But Delroy Lindo could totally take it and win with all of the like goodwill from the BAFTA shit with Sinners and Sinners in general. Just continue if they could. There's a world where they just sweep every fucking thing they're in there and they
Yeah.
break all the Oscars and they win more Oscars than Return of the King. It would be crazy, but it could happen.
Well, and Delroy Lindo, like he's been in Hollywood forever. Like
It would mean a
people would be
lot.
so excited for him to win an Oscar because he's
I
amazing.
I wonder if that's going to factor into people voting because, like, it feels like, yeah, do we? But I think people are just like me, where they're like, God damn it, Sean Penn, if you didn't deserve this, fuck. Like, he does. But it's infuriating that he's getting a third one right now. So I don't
All
know.
right,
Maybe it'll go another way. But should we talk
let's
supporting
go to
actors?
yeah, supporting actress in a supporting role. So we got Elle Fanning, sentimental value. Oh, I the other woman from sentimental value, Igna Bust. I'm gonna butcher that, but
Yeah, good job. That's okay.
Amy Madigan from Weapons, Wunmi Musaku. I think that's the right way to say it.
Yep, good job.
Thank you.
Sinners
Sinners, and then Tiana Taylor, One Battle After Another. The favorite.
is Amy Madigan, I'm proud to report, at least from what
Ooh,
I've heard, for everything I've done research on.
I mean, I think it's obvious that that's our pick. We
Duh.
okay. I was about to say, like, are you about to drop the ball on me here? Because
No, God, fuck no. If I ever do that, just know I have never like I will say like Sinners is horror, so it's okay if that one takes any awards, but like I need Amy Madigan to win
yeah,
for Weapons. It just needs to happen and I think it's going to. I think I don't know. I read all the anonymous ballots this year and they are fucking depressing to read, I'll tell you that. But a lot of people I did see were like, oh, Sean Penn, I think he's going to win. So I'm going to vote for, or like, I think Paul Thomas Anderson will win. So I'm going to vote for. But there is still a lot of votes for Amy Madigan.
okay,
And I feel like even though they're in different films, Tiana Taylor and Wunmi Musako for Sinners and One Battle After Another, those two are kind of splitting a little vote. And I do think it's more in favor of Wunmi Musako for Sinners. But like, I do feel like it's similar to like the two people from Sentimental Value, where it's like these two other roles. I do feel like if it was to go to anyone else, it would be Winme from Sinners, but like it could be also like Tiana Taylor could throw a thing in there, but I didn't see a lot of stuff. I felt like it was pretty solidly across the board, even for the anonymous assholes. Fucking Amy Madigan. They were like, she made the film. You know, or she was
yeah,
incredible. It was a transformative performance, and I think so many people were mentioning the same thing that we were talking about with like it's sad that that's not happening for Skarsgård, but like his like this long career and getting a nomination now and like fucking commanding the screen in that way. I think honestly, it just Amy Madigan has the showier performance personally compared to Stellan
yeah,
Skarsgård. I feel like I didn't watch Cinema Value, but from what I've heard, it's similar to what he's been delivering for a very long time.
yeah. He just speaks in
And in yeah,
Swedish.
is it Norwegian or
Oh yeah, yeah, maybe Norwegian. Um, yeah, and I wasn't really crazy about sentimental value. I kind of get burnt out on the whole movies about making movies thing. But I will say the women in like these two, and then also the woman in leading
Renate?
actress, they are my favorite parts of
Hmm.
that movie.
Well,
Especially
good for them.
Elle Fanning, because I I was still thinking about her from Predator Badlands, and then I see this,
Yeah.
and I'm like, and she plays essentially her as an actress, but then like she has a chance to be in this movie, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna get a Norwegian accent, and she like gets a coach and then like actually does it in the movie, and then Stellan Skarsgård like, why are you doing that? I don't want you to do it. And so
That's
like
funny.
her playing off of him was really funny, but
I like that.
and then
But
yeah,
yeah, I think we can say it's gonna go. I think it's gonna go to Amy Madigan, and that's where both of our hearts are, and I'm
mm,
happy about that. This feels like actually surprisingly the one. And we talked about how supporting actors were kind of the exciting categories. It's weird how those two have really firmed up as we've led up to the actual award show. Whereas like an actress obviously is pretty locked, but like best actor has been the one that's like actually been the more exciting
hmm
category. So it's interesting, but I do feel like these two are pretty safe to say. There could be a mix up for or something to change things up in supporting actor, but I
yeah.
think we're safe to say Amy Madigan's going to get it for Weapons, and I'm happy.
It'd be a good moment. All right, so actor in a leading role.
Hmm.
Nominees are Timothy Chalamet for Marty Supreme, Leonardo DiCaprio, One Battle After Another, Ethan Hawke, Blue Moon, Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, and Wagner Moura for Secret Agent. The only movie of the I haven't seen Secret Agent and I haven't seen Blue Moon, but I've heard their performances are both spectacular in it.
Hmm. I know, honestly, it seems like this was Timothy Chalamet's award for so long. And then with like the BAFTAs, not that that was anything against him, like not winning because that film obviously wasn't even qualified
Yeah.
here. But the fact that like the whole controversy and how that's propelled Sinners has really propelled Michael B. Jordan, which is
Hmm.
great. Because I think I don't know if we've talked about this when we talked about the actors who play twins, but it's like, how often do they ever get actually nominated for Oscars? Like, rarely or win, let alone.
Yeah.
Like, this could be huge. Finally, someone would recognize. Because, like, to me, I thought it was impeccable how you could tell in that movie every time you were looking at him, no matter like what. I was like, okay, this is smoke, that's stack. Like, you just knew. And it was incredible how he could do that.
Yeah. I mean, and yeah, like the outfits are one thing, but then also just like his posture, his face, like the way that he just,
Held himself.
yeah, between both of them, and then also just the technology of putting them side by side, and then like them like handing a cigarette to each other and stuff like that stuff's just all awesome. But yeah, Michael
Uh
B.
huh.
Jordan, he's one of those actors that's just like no matter what he's in, I know he's going to be really good at in
He's
it.
gonna be incredible. He's gonna kill it. So it would be nuts for him to be getting an Oscar before Timothy Chalamet, just because of like this is Timothy Chalamet's third Oscar like nomination in a row,
Yeah,
and like he seemed like he seems like at least from where we are looking and where we felt for a long time, he's like on the track to be the next Leo.
yeah,
But if you look at it that way, Leo didn't get his Oscar until way late in his career. So if that tracks I think Timothy Shield, like he does have a chance. Like he's not out of the race at all, but
yeah.
like on all of the things that I've seen, outside of people voting for Michael B. Jordan, they voted for either Ethan Hawke or Wagner Mora.
It's crazy.
And that was interesting to me that those were like the top three that I've been hearing from and seeing in like honestly other people's picks of like, hey, this is who I like all the experts trying to analyze shit. They're like, these are the two guys who could cause an upset, which is nuts because you would think it would be Chalamet or Michael B. Jordan at this point.
Yeah, and like if it felt like after the Golden Globes, like it was like this is a Chalamet Leo race. Like,
Yeah.
the new guy versus the veteran. Like who's who's gonna get it? And then yeah, the last couple weeks is just like totally flipped it and opened it up. So
I mean, the whole ballet opera comments from Chalamet don't actually affect voting because those were like a big controversy just now and last week, and voting's over. But
yeah,
like the fact that, like, I think we talked about this briefly, but like, if you think about how long the Oscar season is and like how long I mean, the energy he brought to his acceptance speech, Timothy Chalamet, for Best Actor last year at the SAG Awards, which now is called the Actors Awards when he won last year, he was like, I want to be one of the greats. I want to be the GOAT. I want to be like these. He was in like that kind of sports mindset of like, I want to be
hmm
like the Michael Jordan and I want to be like this. Those were his inspirations. But like, you could almost see how that same persona has continued throughout this award season in the way of like, it almost feels part of the vibe of the Marty Supreme campaign, which is very
hmm
much like I want to be the best because I deserve it because I am the best. But
hmm
like that narrative has gotten kind of old the longer that he's done it. I think it's just too long to keep that vibe. Also, those comments and stuff, it just kind of feels like it's like, all right, we get it. And with the BAFTA stuff, which is out of his control, I do feel like Michael B. Jordan is like I think he's gonna win it. That's my pick, and that's who I'm going for
yeah,
here, which
same.
is shocking because I love the show. I love Shelms, obviously, but like I don't know. Maybe he is a secret shithead in real life. I mean, he's dating a fucking Jenner for 3 years. Like that should be red flag enough. So I
Yeah,
love the guy. I love the guy. I hope he's not a total asshole in real life, and this is just part of his Marty Supreme persona. But like maybe I mean, he still deserves it for Doom Part 2. So I wouldn't be mad if he wins. But
yeah.
like,
And
do
he
you agree?
deserved
Like,
it. He deserved it last year
he deserved it last
over
year.
Adrian Brody.
And I just don't think that that idea of like, oh, well, we fucked up last year, let's give it to him now, is going to be any stronger than, no, Michael B. Jordan deserves it.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's got the goodwill and also like an incredible performance. But I've seen a lot of people say that they don't understand why that movie or him was even nominated because they're fucking idiots. So
That's
it could
dumb.
be a Wagner Moura upset. I've heard a lot of people really love him. So I
Wow.
don't know. But I think we're smart to be like, yeah, I think it's gonna be Michael B. Jordan.
The thing that's I'm curious of it is like, so we talked about this when Everything Everywhere All at Once won, and like how crazy what that was because that movie came out like in March, right after the Oscars, and so
Yeah, and
like
then went
it
straight for a
essentially
whole year.
it essentially like held the entire year this thing, and then Sinners came out April last year, and
Has
it's
had waves in its like compared to the like strength of like I feel like pretty early on we were like, is everything everywhere going all the way? Like,
yeah.
Sinners, it was like, I think it could get up there, but we were never like, I don't know if it's gonna take the whole cake, right?
Yeah, well, and especially like most of the movies, like they come out in, the
December, yeah.
last quarter of the year. They
Yeah. Or even the
premiere.
last fucking month.
Yeah, there's all the premieres and all the buzz, and then there's the theatrical release, and then like so there's all this buzz. Like Marty Supreme came out in December, and so like it feels like Chalamet has been campaigning forever, but it's really just been like a couple months, but like it's so oversaturated. And then like Sinners has had almost a whole year just to like sit in our heads and like
Hmm.
us love it, rewatch it, all this stuff. Like, I wonder if this would be an interesting thing for me to look up. Is like Oscar winners, like release date versus like winners and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
Well, I will say, like, this is definitely not the common if you look back at history. Like,
mm,
the films that usually tend, unless they're like something special, but there's so many people who will say Everything Everywhere is just such a fluke. But I'm like, that movie is fucking special. I'll tell you. It really is. That's why it maintained it that well. And I think the same thing for Sinners. Plus, they're both original films
yeah,
with totally original plots and a very original point of view.
yeah,
That's all. I think that those are the kinds of things that will like when they pop up, it's not going to lose its freshness within a year. In the same way that like something that we've seen before or like a
mm,
Marty Supreme is kind of a hard thing to take. It doesn't inspire you. It
yeah,
kind of makes you feel like this fucking guy, you
yeah.
know? It's different energy. So,
All
but we
right.
should, yeah, I'd be curious if you do look into that, what the stats are.
So all right. So actress in a leading role. This
Yep.
one, this one's really down to two people, but so the nominees are Jesse Buckley, Rose Byrne, or Jesse Buckley for Hamnet, Rose Byrne, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, Kate Hudson, Song Sung Blue, Renee Reviz, uh,
Renate
oh,
Rensive for sentimental value.
yep,
I don't know how to say her name.
and Emma Stone for Begonia. Jesse
Emma
Buck,
Stone. She's your favorite. I'm just kidding.
this is
Crazy though.
this has been just like a runaway Jesse Buckley sort of thing since she popped up on here. And
Yeah, there's really no. This has been one of those rare things that like she's won every award leading up to now. So like unless something just totally shifted, but I don't think anything has shifted. I think she's running away with it.
and deservingly so. She is incredible. Like, I mentioned I'm not huge about movies about making movies. I'm also really not that huge on Shakespeare stories. Uh,
Shocking.
this movie was really good though, and she is awesome. And
That's good.
like we've liked Jessie Buckley and other things. Uh,
I want to see The Bride really bad. I fuck the bad reviews. I could give a fuck. I feel like that movie will be motherfucking awesome.
the
So
the comparison I've heard to The Bride the most is Babylon, and I'm like, sweet, I'm gonna love it.
that's what I've been hearing too. Is like this is a movie that it's like they've also compared it to Lisa Frankenstein and Jennifer's Body, as in like we'll love it soon. And also, what a shock that some of those movies were directed by women. Gee, I wonder if that's the thing. It's just that women are held to a different standard. Weirdly, I don't know why. It's true though.
uh, so I
All
mean,
right.
I've seen I've seen all these except for the song Sung Blue because I saw the trailer for that and I'm like, there's literally nothing in me that wants to see this movie.
You'd have to strap me to a chair and like put my eyes on those things from Clockwork Orange where they like fucking
Yeah.
like keep your eyes open and like
So,
force your eyelids apart,
so
I would
like
not watch it.
Kate Hudson,
Good for her
I'm
though.
sure you are deserving of it. That movie just
Sh
does not appeal to
No.
me in the
People have
slightest.
said actually weirdly, like if there's going to be an upset in that category, it could be Kate Hudson. And I was like, what? I would think it would be fucking like, is it not going to be Rose Byrne? I would assume she'd be the upset.
Yeah, my personal pick is Rose Byrne because I thought if I had legs, I'd kick you. I thought that movie was insane. And I thought her performance was wild. And Rose Byrne is like one of the funniest actors, like in my head for movies. And so and then I just remember how versatile she is. And
I
like
mean, she
she's been in
started in
horror
drama.
movies,
Yeah.
like yeah, she's in drama, and then she was in the Insidious, the first one. Like she's been in horror movies,
Bridesmaids. Yeah.
Bridesmaids, Neighbors. Like just does everything. And so for her to do a movie like this, that's just so raw and manic, I'm like, I
Yeah.
love you, Rose Byrne. So I would love for her to win, but Jessie Buckley is totally deserving.
I love that. I agree. I haven't seen it any of these really actually, except for
Begonia.
Begonia. So if I was voting, I'd have to abstain, but because of the new Academy rules. But I would go. I'm just gonna go Jesse Buckley for like the odds at this point.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I do want to watch. If I had legs, I'd kick you. But I need more good news in the world before I put on that film.
Yeah.
I think. I don't think I'm ready for it.
After
Um,
that movie, you'll just drink yourself into oblivion.
Exactly. I'm already ready for that. So let's not put the, fucking pedal to the metal.
All
All
right.
right. So best
Best
director, best
picture.
or best
Oh
director.
yeah,
Yeah.
best director.
Yeah, let's do that
Um,
first.
there we go. Okay.
Do you want me to list them out
I got
or you got it?
if you have it up, go for it.
Okay. Best director, we got Ryan Coogler for Sinners, Chloe Zhao, Hamnet, Yorgos Lanthimos, Begonia. I keep forgetting that he's fucking nominated for best director. Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another, and Josh Safdie, Marty Supreme.
Wait, did you name six people?
I think I did.
I don't think
I think I'm looking at the
Yorgos
wrong thing.
I don't think Yorgos
Okay.
Lanthimos.
I
Yeah,
was like,
it's
is he fucking
yeah.
nominated? That would be insane. Hold
Chloe
on.
Zhao, Josh Safdie,
Okay,
Paul
I did.
PTA,
There is five
settle,
nominees, so I gotta fuck
sentimental
that.
value, and
Joaquin Trier is nominated for Sentimental Value. Okay,
yeah.
excuse me. I was like, is he fucking nominated for Begonia? I didn't think that got any nominations really outside of a few. Okay. So, not that any of this matters, right? Because I think we can both agree this category is down to just two, which is Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another and Ryan Coogler for
and
Sinners.
and based off the odds, it would be an upset if Sinners won. Like
I did
this,
see a lot of people voting for him though by saying like the amalgamation of everything that he did with Sinners and the unique point of
yeah,
view is reasoning. It might be a stronger vote for people than a career win for
yeah,
Paul Thomas Anderson. Not that One Battle After Another is incredible. I loved it, but like
yeah.
some people do feel like is this really the worthy one out of all of his work? But it's like you can't go back in time. So that is a strong story, but I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I feel like One Battle After Another is going to win because people just
So you
love
think it's
Paul.
going to be PTA?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be him. People love
And
Paul
he's never
Thomas
won.
Anderson, and it's like if there's gonna be a movie that he wins it for, I feel like it's gonna be this.
I
You know,
agree. And I
um,
think you're right that like I
but
think no matter what, it could be an upset, but I do feel like I'm pretty strongly on board with like I'm voting for PTA personally in my predictions, and I also think he'll win.
yeah, personally, I think Ryan Coogler he's more deserving. Just like I don't know, everything around making the movie, and then like
It's incredible.
all of the stories of like his ties to the movie, like it just feels like a real passion project, and you see it in every part of the movie. Like I think Sinners is going to win the best casting award.
Definitely, which is a new
Yeah,
award this year too.
but yeah, like I also love One Better After Another. So I
Yeah.
think Paul Thomas Anderson is going to get a little bit of the Lifetime
He
Achievement
has the edge.
Award.
I think
Um,
so.
but like Ryan Coogler only puts out bangers. So like,
It would be incredible if he won too, because he'd be the first black man to win the award, which is
oh really? I
nuts.
didn't realize
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And same with best original screenplay. Well, actually, sorry, no, he won't be because um, he was the first. He already got that. Like he was the first to win that at the BAFTAs,
Mm.
but he would not be the first to win that. But it would be a huge moment. Again, I think the story of Sinners and like all this like positive stuff is like working in its favor for that kind of a thing. But I don't know. I still feel like if it's going to get rewarded, I still think people are pretty safe rewarding PTA here. I agree.
Hmm. Yeah.
So that's who I'm picking. But let's talk the big one, best picture. Which, by the way, I don't know if you've read any of the shit from these anonymous ballots, but my God, these fucking people don't even deserve to be in this academy. There was
What are
so
they saying?
the shit that I heard was nobody liked Frankenstein, nobody watched Frankenstein, so that goes at number 10. What? Are you
Wow.
fucking kidding me? You're putting F1 above fucking.
That's
You
that's
deserve to be
crazy.
shot, and your ballot should no longer be anonymous at that point. If I was fucking working at Variety or Hollywood Reporter or whatever the fuck, I would sneak that asshole's name in there. I'd be like,
Rele
actually,
we need the Epstein movement, but for the Oscar ballots. Like
dude, we
release the
really
ballots.
do. Somebody wrote some horrible thing to like Deadline that was like, I'm a member of the Academy. You didn't ask for this, but here's my fucking thoughts. And it was like, good God, this man needs to be shot. He does not like whoever this is. I'm assuming it's a guy. But either way, that was one of the most upsetting things was that so many people said, didn't even watch it, didn't care. I lied. I said I watched Frankenstein so I could vote. And I was like, what is happening? Why are you doing this? Why? You all you have to do is watch one film. F1 could not be fucking miles better than
Yeah.
Frankenstein. Get the fuck out of here. They're like, I my time is so
Trust me,
valuable.
it's
Like, is
not.
it? It's not valuable time if you're watching F1. Fuck off.
One requires you to pay attention. The other one is a movie about racing cars
Thank you.
with some plot.
That's debatable. Again, I'm just telling you, this is the shit that pisses me off. Um, But yeah, again, this category, there's a lot of movies in here. You got Begonia, F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Sinners, Train Dreams, which
Mm,
shocker that that is in there. I love that for them.
hmm.
However, Frankenstein does not belong at the bottom of this list for
Does
anyone because
not.
that's how they have to do this. Like, they rank it all and like that. And
Yeah.
then they'll go through another round of voting where it's like, here's the tops. Now you have to rank these. But I will say, like, this still comes down to it's going to be One Battle After Another or it's going to be Sinners. Do you agree with me?
Yeah. And my pick is Sinners.
Mine too. I'm so glad you feel that way because I really think that they're going to split the awards this year. And I mean, unless Sinners goes all the way and takes it in every category, which it could, but
It
I think
could.
like they both get a writing screen, they both get a screenplay Oscar for adapted and original, and they're not competing against each other. And like we said, I think director could lean towards PTA because Coogler's got time. He's
Yeah.
incredible, but like he has time. And Sinners winning Best Picture would be an overall better story
Yeah. I think there's more of a push for PTA to win an Oscar than One
than
Battle
overall
After
for one
Another.
battle. Yeah,
Like, yes,
agreed.
it's like Sinners, it's nominated in like every category. It's not just like you don't watch the movie for a performance, like a Marty Supreme, that in my opinion. Uh,
Agreed.
but it's just like everything comes together perfectly. And
Yeah.
I think that's why it's gonna win.
I
Like,
think so too. I'm so glad you feel that way because I feel like I think they're gonna. I don't think it's like a situation where one battle after another is totally forgotten and like lost, loses a bunch of shit. But I do feel like it's gonna share the limelight with Sinners, and I'm happy about that. I think that's the right move. Of course, the Academy could fuck it up. Like, can you imagine if they had something like? Remember when they saved Best Actor for the last award because they were like, it's gonna be Chadwick Boseman, and then
it was
they were
Anthony
like, and it
Hopkins.
was fucking Anthony Hopkins on video chat for 5 seconds, and then it ends all awkwardly. It was like, oh God, because the Academy doesn't always deliver, so it could be one of those things. I'm curious who they have introducing it because like they nailed it at the Actors Awards with having Viola Davis announce Michael
Yeah.
B. Jordan and Sam Jackson announcing Sinners as the best cast, but like I don't know. The Oscars are a little bit harder to predict. I feel like they should not be going like, you know, let's not try to guess what the winners are going to be, and that's how we're going to structure the show. I just beg them to not do that. Like, just do it like normal and hope for the right things to win, but like don't structure your shit around Sinners winning at the big moment, because that almost guarantees to me that it's never not going to happen, right?
Yeah. What do they not do the thing anymore where the previous winner of the opposite award
Sometimes.
wins? So like Mikey Madison would
Sometimes they
theoretically
do that.
could be the announcer
Yeah,
for it.
they've mixed it up the last couple of years. I would assume they'll do that again this year because like they have done that, but like they've also done things where it's like they have an actor come out and then they just talk about how much they appreciate each of the people in that thing, or they talk about like it's very strange. Or they had like one where they had like five different actors up to
Oh
talk
yeah.
about each one specifically, and they had like a personal connection. But it was like, this is weird. Let's just watch the clips and then have it be the person who won previously. I think we're all fine with that at this point. So we'll
The
see if they do it. But like, God forbid if they don't have clips at the Oscars this year. I don't need that kind of stress right now.
Man, I just wish they still did like performances, musical performances, because how
Yeah.
great would that scene from Sinners, where like it's the whole through
Oh, yeah.
generation, how great would that be?
Incredible.
But then they also do the Irish folk dancing. Like, let's get it all in there.
Honestly, they might do like where they've done it in the past, where it's like, we're just doing I'm Just Ken. Or
Yeah.
like, we're just doing the two songs from Barbie. That's it. It's like none of the other nominees. It feels like they could do it this year with like K-pop Demon Hunters and then I Lied to You from Sinners. Like, those could be the two that get performances. I
Okay.
don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I could be wrong, but like, we'll see. Or they might just say, fuck it, we're not doing it anymore. And as long as they have clips, I'm fine. But like, fucking get your shit together, guys.
Well, let's take a quick break and then we'll talk about one-time Oscar nominated movie, Jurassic World Rebirth.
Dr. Henry Loomis, this is Zora Bennett, our mission specialist.
Sorry, what mission?
This would be a medical breakthrough that could save countless lives. It comes from the largest dinosaurs on the planet.
Oh my God.
Fortunately for us, all these species exist in one isolated place. Can you be ready tomorrow?
I can guarantee your safety. I mean, more or less.
More or less?
He's your guy?
We're the best at moving things and people in and out of places they shouldn't be.
We look towards Barbados, avoid government patrol, but there aren't that many anymore.
Why's that?
No one's dumb enough to go where we're going.
This island was the research facility for the original Jurassic Park.
We need DNA from the three biggest dinosaurs.
Do we have to get a sample from an egg?
I suppose we could try and get it from the parent, but they're a flying carnivore the size of an F-16.
Maybe we should make it quick.
These dinosaurs would be too dangerous for the original park.
Please don't say they're raptors. They're raptors.
The worst of the worst. We're left here. We put ourselves in a place we don't belong. Survival is a long shot.
What the hell are those?
They're helping the mosasaur defend territory, stalk, hunt.
None of what you just said is good.
All right, let's talk about Jurassic World Rebirth. Renee, I was going to ask you just off the top here, is there a reason why they've never come back to Jurassic Park? Like, does Steven Spielberg have some sort of deal where he's like, only I can make a Jurassic Park?
I feel like okay, so I feel like this started with Jurassic World technically 2015. they made it like we're making Jurassic World the new park instead of Jurassic Park because it in the universe it had had the accident and closed down.
Hmm.
But also the second novel, so the first novel is Jurassic Park, right? The second
Hmm.
novel is just called The Lost World
Okay.
instead of Jurassic Park The Lost World. So when they I think after those two were purchased or those two were published, they repackaged them and released them as one novel that was like Michael Crichton's Jurassic World.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if that's where Jurassic World came from terminology. Then they were like, let's make that the new park. And then they were like, that's just the new franchise name. But it is interesting that they haven't gone back because I thought like, I mean, you can't really at this point. If you're in the same universe, right? Jurassic World makes more sense because the dinosaurs are supposedly in the world, like outside of the park. There's not just a park.
But yet we just keep going back to the parks.
They just keep coming back. I mean, they tried it out in the regular world with dinosaurs and Dominion, and people weren't really happy with it. So it kind of feels like let's go back to basics for this movie. But like, I'm interested because like we've never had it where it's like somebody has no idea what this island is or that they have like they've crashed on this island, right? Like we
Hmm.
never have a story of just totally unawares we're not going to Dino Island and we just ended up here. Technically we get a little bit of that with the family in this movie, but like it's paired with mercenaries going exactly where they should not be going. So we kind of always have this outside of the first movie, right? Because
Hmm.
we're kind of along for the ride like the paleontologists and like the specialists who need the opinion. It's like we're just brought there, we don't know what it is, but now it's like it seems like we should have tried this where like nobody knows, they're not going to Dino Island, they end up on Dino Island. That's a
Yeah.
better storyline, I think, and I'm surprised we haven't done that yet in a full capacity.
Yeah. This is also the movie that has the least amount of scientists in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just all
Yeah,
mercenaries, and then the mercenaries have that one scientist dude.
we got the
And like
paleontologist Dr.
he's the
Henry
only one.
Loomis. He's probably the best person in the film too. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Jonathan Bailey has my vote for best actor in this movie.
Yeah, probably.
But we'll get
Yeah,
there. But
yeah, probably. Yeah, before we jump into this movie,
yeah,
I wanted to have a little bit of fun
because
because
they are, you're right, that they have not experimented with this formula in all these years, right?
yeah. Well, in this movie, weirdly, it does try some things, but rewatching this movie, when I first saw it, I thought it was fine. I was like, the dinosaur sequences are good, so I'm like, that's cool. When I rewatched it, I was actually a little mad watching it again.
I felt the same way. I felt like things that I kind of was like, oh, those are fine. The second time I was like, no, I don't like it.
Yeah,
Why'd you
like
do it? You know?
like it's like they try some interesting things, but then like
They just are too
the
safe
execution
overall.
of it is just very cheap, and they just like don't follow through on anything, and it really bothered me on rewatch. So before we get into negging this movie, I wanted to have a little bit of fun. So we have talked about several times before how much we enjoy crossover movies, and we grew up in the golden era of crossover movies. You know, we
We
got
did.
Alien versus Predator, we got Freddy versus Jason, and then we got all of the C movies like Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus.
Yeah, they really just took off on the Sci-Fi Network, and I'm so bummed because you're right. I mentioned this previously that we were living in the greatest of times and we had no idea. And now we need to bring it back. And are you I think you're suggesting this with
I
Jurassic World franchise. I agree. They're at the
I
point where they need to do something different.
we need to do something to either, I don't think crossovers necessarily revitalize anything, but I think it's more of like a last ditch effort on kind of a dead or dying, or they
Is
just
it
don't,
dying if it keeps making money? I mean, this is the first
that,
Jurassic World movie not to make $1 billion, but it still was pretty successful.
yeah, all the last three Jurassic Park movies did over a billion
Jurassic World.
dollars. Yeah, Jurassic
Jurassic World.
World. Yeah, and this
Sorry.
one did almost a billion. Like
It's
it
like I
did.
don't think the studios are learning this from it. Plus, it's like the first one to be nominated for an Oscar since the second one, just for visual effects, mind you, but still.
So I've put together, I did some research on IP that Universal owns, and I'm going to throw out some ideas of franchises that they could do a crossover with. This doesn't lead to more sequels, but like let's just have fun because people will go out and see a crossover movie,
Agreed.
just for fun. So all of these movies, they either have nothing going on, they were popular, but they have nothing going on right now, or they just own the rights and they could be a little bit petty. So here, I'll start off with the two petty ones. And they actually work pretty good. They could do a crossover with King Kong because they own the rights to King. That's why it's Kong Skull Island, Godzilla v Kong or X Kong.
Ooh.
They
Because Legendary, they just have Kong, but you're telling me Universal has King Kong, so we
they
could bring
they
it back.
they own the rights to the name King
King
Kong.
Kong. Okay, I love this. I'm all aboard. That's great. Yeah, you think Godzilla versus Kong was put King Kong in charge of or fucking up all the dinosaurs.
Well, and like Peter Jackson's King Kong, the fighting with the dinosaurs, that's like the best shit
Best part. That's
ever.
the best.
And
Yeah.
then
Hmm.
Kong Skull Island, just bring him down to that size again. He
Yeah.
doesn't need to be gigantic, but
Like not 100-foot Kong like Kong Skull Island and beyond. We're going back to King Kong 2005 when he was about 25, 26 feet.
yeah.
I like that. Agreed. On board already.
The other one would be to be petty would be Hulk. Because remember, the reason why we'll never get another Hulk, a solo Hulk movie, he has to be in the Avengers or he has to be in something else, is because they own the rights to a solo Hulk movie.
That is true. Can you imagine Mark Wahlberg against dinosaurs? I mean,
You
not
mean Mark
Wahlberg.
Ruffalo?
Mark Ruffalo, I honestly wish they would maybe go, okay, for this one though, for the Universal one, we're going to cast Mark Wahlberg because it makes more sense to have him as the Hulk fighting dinos. But Mark Ruffalo, I'd do it too. As long as he's not the fucking smart Hulk. That's all I need. It's just
Yeah.
dumb Hulk versus these 100%. That's a great call. I honestly thought one of your like kind of mean suggestions would have been Fast and the Furious, but I'm assuming you're saving that for one of your like actually worthy good suggestions.
Actually, no.
Okay, good.
I mean, it is prime for it because that franchise really has nowhere to go from here after they do this last movie. So, but that would be too weird of a mashup. Like, I just don't think it would totally fit.
Yeah, but at this point, I mean, do they have anything to lose
It would
on
be
either
fun.
franchise? No,
It
they
would-
would
it-
honestly maybe double. They'd make $2 billion, maybe. I don't know.
The other one, and this is really just kind of a different movie than what we just got. Do you remember the movie The A-Team with Liam Neeson, Bradley Cooper?
Oh, the reboot?
The
No,
I love that movie.
really.
Put those mercenaries in here and make it a full-blown comedy. I would love that.
I like that idea. I would love, although people say that like the Jurassic World franchise, once they move to Jurassic World, they introduce the Marvel humor into these films, and people tend not to like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, let's go all the way with it, and maybe people will. Hey, maybe that'll get them on board if we go full comedy. I could maybe see it.
Yeah.
Dirty
So-
comedy. It'd have to be like a R-rated.
Yes, for sure.
That would like give me the Hangover, but with dinosaurs. I'm on board.
The next one, this is kind of a long shot, but it weirdly I think could work if they wanted to turn this into a live action thing. It's just let's get the Land Before Time dinosaurs in here. Let's get
I
some
love
really
that.
get some really cute ones. Maybe they talk to each other, but adults, the people can't understand them, and then you get some comedy there.
Littlefoot.
We could all be traumatized by him seeing his mom's shadow.
Oh God, I don't know if I'm ready for trauma again. I like these ideas though. They own the rights. Are you telling me to that franchise?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Wow.
All
They really
20 movies.
And you're telling me that Universal has had these in their back pocket and they've yet to try these after fucking ever with this franchise? I mean, good God. 23 years at least with this franchise, right? Since
Yep.
Or is it 33? Fuck.
Let's just leave it at that. I mean, we don't
Yeah,
need
I don't wanna
realize how
find
old
out.
we are. All right, so
Thank you.
the last two I got, and these are actual, like, I think they're good ideas. One of them I could see them doing. The other one, I don't think they have the courage to do it. But the first one, I think it ties into this whole like genetic modification of dinosaurs thing. Fuck, let's get Tremors up in here.
Ooh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Tremors is exactly the vibe. If you could give me a new Jurassic World movie that felt like Tremors, I'm on board. You know what they would need though? And
The
I'll tell you,
bacon.
the
Kevin
bacon. Oh,
Bacon.
Kevin Bacon. Well, sure. Yeah. Throw Kevin Bacon in and I'm all. I was like, what kind of bacon? Kevin Bacon, yes. I was thinking more of along the lines of we need to go back to the original three Jurassic Park films, no matter what crossover we're doing. And we need to get actual like fucking dinosaur prosthetic like creatures that are in these movies and not
Yes.
CGI. We can't be relying on the CGI anymore.
Yeah. I remember like watching the original Tremors and like the scenes where it shows like the worms like they're not above ground, they're kind of just below the dirt, and so the dirt kind of bounces. That always looked like they had like a tarp underneath dirt and then someone was just like shaking the tarp. Like we need that.
That's what I'm saying. That's like a very classic effect that has been used in like The Thing and like almost every old movie where it was like something coming along the ground and like the ground like showing it running at you and then exploding. That's a great effect. And the fact that like in Tremors, one of my favorite parts is when they finally like kill one and they're like, look how big this fucker is.
Yeah.
And you're looking at this nasty ass fucking thing that they're like touching because it's real. And then you see in the same shot, like the back of where Kevin Bacon is, and he's lifting up its ass, going like, "Look how fucking big this is!" And you're like, "I believe you. It's a real
Yeah.
thing that they're picking up." And that's why I like the first three movies so much in this franchise is because they actually had a fucking dinosaur on set.
Yeah.
Like that is huge, and that's why like I agree with you on all of these ideas. But number one, let's get some fucking actual real like creature effects in here.
Practical effects.
Practical effects all the way.
Animatronics.
Yes, if that's what it takes. Because honestly, like it's nuts to me to say that like as far as we've come in these films, and you can get a lot away with like I feel like you could probably get away with a lot more in a film like this now. But maybe that's wrong because we have Jaws where a man's eaten alive. It's rated PG. That's from back in the day. But it's crazy to me that like because of where I'm going with this is like the first one is still the scariest one
Yeah.
out
That's
of
the
any of these films.
the one that has like horror moments in it. And
Yeah, I think in order
I
for them
have
to save this, I think they need to go full on horror movie and give up this whole action adventure dinosaurs vibe.
yeah.
Because like if you have a horror cast or pitch for me, I'm all ears because that's what like the novels, they're very sci-fi, but they are 100% horror stories. Like the novels are terrifying and the deaths are fucking disturbing. So like
Hmm.
I think we need to go lean into the horror with this franchise to save it.
Well, I don't think any of the horror properties that they own would mix very well with Jurassic Park, but maybe. But like Tremors also fits in with this whole thing that they've done for like the past four movies of like genetic modification or genetic mutation. Like at some point in the Tremors
The
universe,
ass
I forget.
blasters.
Yeah, like I forget, but they were modified worms, you
In the
know.
second one, they like have different stages of the evolution. I skipped ahead to like Tremors 5 when we talked about like Bloodlines movies,
Yeah.
because that's what that one's called. And there's like three different kinds of tremors, including ass blasters. And I was like, what the fuck are these? And they came out apparently from the second movie. So I was like, you're right. Genetic modification does kind of fit in with Tremors.
So so Tremors is the crossover that I think is the most realistic, makes a lot of sense, would be a lot of fun. The one that they would never do, but I think you could actually make a really great story with it. Fucking Back to the Future.
Ooh, 100%. Yes.
You get
All on board.
scientists, someone's like, I made this DeLorean that can go back in time. We can get real samples. And like they go back in and then they're with real dinosaurs. Like,
I like this. Yes. But it's like the beginning of the Jurassic World Dominion extended version. If you watch the beginning of that, it's actually like it starts with 65 million years ago, or maybe it has the like time cut to 65 million years later, which is
yeah.
great. But that one is like literally starts with like naturalistic looking dinosaurs. Very much like that I just watched that the dinosaurs thing from Spielberg on
Oh,
Netflix that
Netflix.
just
Yeah.
came out. My God, great shit. It just goes to show that like if we could go back in time to when the dinosaurs were actually and it wasn't humans bringing them back, which was a fun thing for a while.
Yeah.
But I think you're right that like if we could go back to like when the dinosaurs already existed and then we bring humans there, there's
Yeah.
other stories like that from sci-fi like throughout history that are great and like have been done, but like that seems more of like something we could explore even within this franchise.
Mm-hmm. And then we could just have scientists making more bad decisions in the past, and then they come back and they fucked everything up.
Well, that's not how time travel works, but I'll give you that. But I do like the idea of them being able to fuck with time and going back because that is very much. I just want like one straight up horror film from Jurassic franchise. That's all I want because like, my God, even like the first movie, like Nedry, the fucking Wayne Knight, that guy with the who like he's the one that fucks over the whole park in the first movie,
Hmm.
and then he dies with the Dilophosaurus and like whatever, and it blinds him. If you read the chapter or that little like section of the book where he dies, it's a fucked up scene. Like he's
Hmm.
alive as they're eating him, and it's not in the car, it's like multiples, and he's like describing what it feels like to have his guts hanging out and being eaten.
Jesus.
It's fucked. And it's so good. I'm just telling you. Like there's so many scenes like that throughout the first. I mean, there's only two books. Crichton never really did sequels, and he was forced to do one kind of for Jurassic Park. But
Yeah.
the scenes in both of those movies, like it's shocking to me that we've done this many Jurassic movies and none of them have had a horror tinge except for the first one.
Yeah.
So you think that that would be a successful way? Because I feel
Yeah.
like people are saying there's not enough danger with these movies. There's not enough like if there is dinosaur stuff it's fine, but it's also like people are dumb and making dumb decisions and it doesn't make sense, so it's like maybe we just go back to the old school of like one human it versus a dinosaur, or maybe people just get accidentally stranded on the island, or you go back in time, whatever it takes. Let's go back to something basic and think about how fucked up and horrifying that would actually be.
Yeah.
I
And
think that's where we need to go.
I think the most horrifying moment outside of the first movie is in the first Jurassic World when that woman gets ripped
Zara,
apart. Yeah, she gets thrown around and then just
my favorite. That's
yeah.
my favorite like death in the whole franchise. And people were like, that was so mean. But it's like, we need that.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs are fucking nice. They're not cool. They're not chill. I mean, when I was a kid and I saw the first one, I was so horrified that I would not use a public restroom anywhere because I thought a dinosaur was gonna come through the fucking ceiling and eat me off the toilet. Because in my mind, as a kid, that guy had his pants around his ankles and he was taking a dump or something. I know when I rewatch it, like I've seen it a million times now, and he just runs in there to hide. But as a kid, I thought he was literally taking a shit and got eaten by a dino. And my God, I'll tell you, I was terrified of taking a shit for a while. And there's just nothing like that in any of these newer ones. There's no danger. There's no sense of like who could die. It feels like in the at least the first three, they had some stuff where it was like there was actually some fear along with the dinosaurs. And somewhere maybe around Jurassic World, that one death aside, it does feel like our main characters are probably safe throughout all
Yeah.
of these. But it's interesting because I felt like I don't know if you're ready to shift over, but for
Yeah.
Jurassic World Rebirth, I do feel like out of all of them in the franchise, this movie is probably the most egregious with like there's so obvious who's going to die and who's not at the beginning of this film.
Yeah. I mean,
Like the
the
stakes are not very high to me in terms of characters. Like, and any time that they do think that they might kill someone, it's like either reversed or it's like they get away at the last second.
yeah, it's like they kill off pretty much everybody at towards the beginning of the movie. I mean, first off, I knew I was going to be in for not so good a time when I was reminded that the opening shot of the movie is that a Snickers wrapper is lets the creature out. And just like, okay, I based off all
Start off with
movies,
that.
scientists make poor decisions. We know this from a lot of movies, but like really the most scientifically advanced thing in
At the
existence.
time. This is
Like,
2008, not 1950, right?
yeah,
This is like recent,
but
is what they say.
this is a world in 2008 where they learned how to clone and then genetically manipulate dinosaurs. Like,
Yet their facility is like, okay, so ground level, let's think. We get one door that has an error with like the mechanical shit. let's open up everything. Everything reboots and everything's open again. We release all the animals. Like, what kind of logic was that? Who the fuck set up the park security? Was it Nedry from the original? Because it seems like the guy from the original, he had that whole system that was fucked in order to like open up everything and let everything run wild, right?
Yeah.
I understand what they're doing with that scene. It honestly felt like Final Destination, didn't it? When you're
Yeah.
watching the beginning of this movie, you're like, am I watching Final Destination right now?
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. Like death was there. And I was like, cool, fine. If that's the angle we're going with this, it's Final Destination meets Jurassic World, fine. They don't do that the rest of the movie though.
No.
The other thing I will tell you is that there's a possibility that they thought they were being clever because I've read both novels, like I've said. In the second novel, The Lost World, there is a scene, there's a whole part of the novel that is about the raptors are able to track the people because of like candy wrappers that they're leaving behind, and they actually end up enjoying the chocolate, but it helps them figure out that the people are in the like hide up in the trees and not on the ground. And that's how they're able to get up and attack them in the trees. So it actually serves a narrative purpose, right?
Yeah.
It makes sense. And it's not just a throwaway thing or a fucking ad placement. Like, here's Snickers, go get one. Like, I feel like this was just a lazy attempt to go, hey, for those nerds who read the novel, the second one, it's like deep cut reference, but like, I don't think that was on purpose. I honestly believe it could be a total mistake that like they didn't necessarily, maybe they did, but it was just like, this was a real ham-fisted way of trying to reference anything from the novels.
Yeah.
If you're trying to reference anything, this is a dumb way to do it.
And that whole like opening scene doesn't even do anything. Like it doesn't tell us anything about the story. All it does is introduce this stupid Cloverfield looking monster. Like that's all it does. Like
Yeah.
we could have started
The
the
ball
movie.
sack monster is
Yeah.
what I like to call him, but he's actually called the Distortus Rex, which like I would have thought he looks like let's call him the Rancor. Can we call him the Rancor from Star Wars? Because that's what
Yeah.
he's based off of. It's like a Rancor fucked a xenomorph is what it really looks like, and then they called it a dinosaur.
Well, and at some point that he fucked a gorilla because he has those big gorilla
That's true.
arms and he walks on his knuckles. Like we'll get to that creature because I have a lot of thoughts on
But
him.
you're right that like this has no impact on the story other than showing us that not even this is some other island, and that they were way more stupid here is what
Yeah.
it sounds like.
Like, yeah, the only purpose of it is to be like, hey, remember, this is Jurassic Park. It's dangerous here. And then
And people are dumb.
Yeah,
And this
now
thing's gonna get
now-
our guys when they come back later is all, but it's like that thing hasn't even really left the area where it was at the beginning. So it's interesting that it's not like ruling the island at this point. It's like, I'm just still hanging out in the lab.
Yeah.
Like, what? I don't know. Felt a little weird. And also like for it to just show back up for like 5 minutes felt like kind of a disappointment. It seemed like maybe they were like, and they don't even do anything like that. I went back and watched all the movies in this franchise for this. And because that's how dedicated I am to dinosaurs.
Well, you love these movies.
I do. I love most of them. But I will say like this one, it's like they are maybe trying to go the angle of the Indominus Rex from Jurassic World. But again, that one doesn't start with that one starts with the park operating fully, and then that I think the Indominus Rex, as much as people like to complain about hybrids, is a great use of it. They didn't have to use it ever again after that. We could have gone back to regular dinos for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, but they ran with the clones and shit like that, genetic stuff, whatever. But I do think they were maybe trying to pull an Indominus Rex here with this creepy fucking thing that looks like it was gone wrong, and obviously it's supposed to be a malformed or a this one's more fucked up than Indominus because he didn't make it to the park. But it's really, the Indominus Rex looks like it would fucking murder this thing with one bite. You know what I mean? And also, I can't quite get a good view of the scale of it. I don't know if you noticed this, but throughout the movie, I feel like there's scenes where it looks huge, and when it takes a bite of the helicopter later, you're that thing's gigantic. But then when it eats a guy, it's he fits perfectly in its mouth, and it's that's it. So it's I also, maybe this thing is the other thing was, could change its colors and hide. Maybe this one can camouflage by readjusting its size over and over. But I was kind of shocked for somebody like Gareth Edwards making this film, who's like a visual effects guy, this
Yeah.
felt like an odd thing when it was like, I kind of was expecting more from his fucked up mutated dinosaurs, basically, I think.
Yeah, let's just go and talk about this since we're already on it. So
I mean, they
my
start off the movie with it, so I feel like we're not wrong to just jump
so
right into it.
so like I did a little bit of research on it, and so my understanding of the D-Rex is this is like a precursor to the other one you mentioned.
Indominus.
Yeah, like the Indominus was a successful hybrid of like a
Yeah.
T-Rex and a raptor.
Well,
And
and like a billion other things that they
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
are
yeah, yeah.
classified.
Yeah.
Hence
Well,
why it's a fucking full out monster, not really a dinosaur.
and so yeah, like the D-Rex is essentially a failed hybrid. Like they tried to merge things and it just turned into this fucked up monster
Like an
with
asshole and a T Rex had sex is what it looks
yeah.
like.
And I actually am okay with that logic. I actually like that idea because
Same.
we've had genetic enhancements for
Had the
three
hybrids.
movies. So and then wasn't even like in Jurassic Park 3 the Spinosaurus was that a hybrid or was that or
No, it was
that
just
was a real one.
yeah. I mean,
So
it was supposed to be, but it also was like totally different from the actual Spinosaurus, but that's okay.
okay. So like I'm on board with it, like them exploring like, hey, you saw all the ones that were done
Made
right.
it.
Let's see the fucked up ones. Let's see the mistakes. I like that idea. But again, my big issue is that we don't see anything else. Like there's no other like we see one creature that's like a two-headed thing in a case, but it's like if they were doing this, why isn't there a bunch of these things? Like
And when they do show the ones that are still alive on the island that they said were too fucked up to like look at or whatever, it's like they don't like I would have loved to see like you're saying, like I would have loved to actually see some like fucked up ones. Like the mutadons are the other things that are like basically a pterosaur combined with like a raptor, and that's what they're like raptors that can fly, but it's like those things look like nor they could be a regular dinosaur
wait,
for
are
all.
those the ones like in the final action scene? Those are the
Yeah.
Oh, I had no clue those were a
They
hybrid.
have it on the thing that's like because that guy, one of the like the boyfriend says that thing's mutated as fuck. Like he
Yeah.
would know. First off, second, like dumb line. But I think what would have been cooler is like if any of those, even the D-Rex, looked like it was like hard for it to live or move
Yeah.
or like painful to exist is what
Yeah.
I was expecting when we finally got the full reveal of the D-Rex. He was like kind of slow and like kind of a little bit off, but like I would have loved to be like they actually felt bad for this thing because it
Yeah.
was like it was hard to fucking look at. Like maybe they would have put it down out of its misery, but then
Yeah.
they just leave it as well. Like
Yeah.
they don't really care. So it feels like none of the hybrids that they really show are that fucked up to look at or that whatever, like that one that you said. But again, it's like on a screen or it's frozen, but it's like would have loved to see some fucked up things still roaming around the island and trying to fucking make it, but like weird. Like a two-headed thing would have been shocking. That
Yeah,
would have been
like
awesome.
it would have given this movie a whole identity that none of the other
Very
movies
different.
have had. And
Exactly. Whereas now it just feels like an extension of Jurassic World and Jurassic World 2 and 3, whatever. It's like, yeah, this is still, they're not as like official, but they're still fucking basic working hybrids, right? Like
yeah.
they're not fucked up or like, you know, falling apart at the seams or just like fucking disturbing, like to look at. Like there
Yeah.
was nothing like that. I agree with you. If they would have really like latched onto that, would have been way cooler because I feel that like none of this stuff that they promise in this opening scene of like oh or even when they say like this is where the rejects were blah 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 blah, I feel like they hype that up a few times and then we just see regular dinosaurs.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like
Or we look at the Rancor and we're like all right, that thing's fucked, but like he doesn't look like he's struggling,
yeah.
you
It's like
know.
that thing is so big and I think the opening scene that happens and then it says like present day, it's like 5 years later or something like that.
After like Dominion, so it's
Yeah.
like 2027 is when this is supposed to take place.
It's like I think that D-Rex would annihilate that island. Like
You would think,
things
or like Yeah,
enormous. Like it would just be eating everything and there'd be nothing
yeah.
left.
Or it'd be like the Indominus that was like when that's one of my favorite parts of Jurassic World when they see all the fucking Brontosaurus or Brachiosaurus and they're all dead and Chris Pratt's like, it's not even eating them. It's fucking killing for sport. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't say fucking, but like that would have been fucking cool if you see this thing like they come across all this fucking mayhem. They think it's like a T-Rex, but no, it's this fucked up thing.
Yeah.
Didn't even get this thing to face a T-Rex, which is the classic thing in this franchise. That
Yeah.
every new creature you involve has to fight the T-Rex. It's just the laws of the world.
Yeah.
Jurassic World, excuse me. It's the laws of the franchise. It's been there since day one. Any other rival dinosaur has to fight the T-Rex because he's the king,
Yeah.
right? Or the queen. Rexy is like what they call her from Jurassic World 'cause she was a female. But like, it started with the first one with the raptors. And then the third one, you don't really get it much in the second one because it's like the two T-Rexes, but in the third one, you get the Spinosaurus against the T-Rex, murders it in like 5 seconds. People were pissed. But like at least they
Yeah.
had a
It
match.
establishes like how strong this other
Yeah.
creature is.
That's what you need. And like, even if it doesn't fully win or whatever, and they do it, I mean, Jurassic World, they take it, takes the T-Rex and the Mosasaur to take down Indominus and it's, or the Raptors against the Indoraptor. But it's like, that's just the laws of the franchise, dude. I heard that like, there was some thoughts from the director to do that. Like I think Gareth Edwards wanted to incorporate a T-Rex at the end to fight off the D-Rex. And then the studio or somebody was like, no, they do that in every movie. Don't do it. But it's like, well, if they do it in every movie,
we do it in every movie.
there's a reason. People are expecting it. And your dinosaur sucks dick if it doesn't fight any other dinosaurs in this movie. At least make it fight the fucking raptors with wings if you're not going to make it do anything else. Right?
Yeah.
Garbage.
There's like the only dinosaur on dinosaur violence is like when we see a velociraptor for a second and then the flying one
Mutadon
jumps
takes
down.
it
Yeah,
out.
it just takes it out. That was another.
Again,
I'm like, where's the raptors? I love the
why are
raptors.
you killing our favorite fucking thing? It's like, hey, remember those raptors that have been so important? Let's just fucking murder them in the background. I was like, okay, fine, but like, give me those mutadons then, or like talk about how fucked up those things are. None of it. I only know this because I've seen this movie a shit ton, and I know that that thing is a mutadon, not a real not a real dinosaur. So I'm like, okay, but again, I'm like, I understand doing things differently, but at least you got to still give us some of those franchise shouts. Whereas, like, the franchise shouts that they keep in this movie, they are not all bad, but like some of the things just they feel slightly off, is what it feels like to me. I don't know about you, but it's like that's one of those things. It's like, I mean, should have happened, should have had it happen, right? Should have had another dino fight. We always need one, and you didn't have any. Bummer. Like, I'm fine with them chasing people, but like we've done that a bunch. And also we've had them fight other dinos, but you got a new dino. That's a new dinosaur. Let's see how it fights. I bet it probably doesn't fight very well, honestly. It's probably like, I barely moved from this fucking lab. I just eat what's near me. I'm like not really that much of a predator. T-Rex would probably stomp all over it. But hey, I would be happy with that, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
it just feels like the moments that they have are like they're trying to do something different, which sometimes works, but then it's like the stuff that they do different a lot of time kind of falls flat. And then a lot of the stuff that they're trying to keep as like, this is the safe stuff we're going to hit for sure, still feels a little off to me. Like overall, this is still like your basic ass Jurassic movie.
Yeah, like,
but it still just feels a little off. I don't know.
Like, I like all the Jurassic Park movies, and I like all the Jurassic World movies. I am a little nitpicky about some things. Like I think Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard are the worst romantic chemistry people I've ever seen.
They weirdly, they're not bad in the first movie. If you would have just cut them out of the rest of the franchise and had other people each movie, could have worked. I would have even taken ScarJo and Mahershala Ali. Like over them.
Well, like this is the only Jurassic Park movie that I'm like, I just don't like this. Like it's the only
this one Jurassic World Rebirth.
This is the only Jurassic Park movie that I would just do not like. I'm not being nitpicky. I just don't like it.
Wow, I'm interested.
I was pretty indifferent. the first time. The second time, I'm like, oh, I don't like this.
I'm way more critical the more times I've seen this for sure. I don't think it's bad in that way. Like I think it's better than the last two Jurassic Worlds
Hmm.
overall in a different way. Like I honestly think maybe it's just because like those other movies they have a lot more dinosaur shit going on, so they're a bit more exciting.
Hmm.
Um, this one feels like we're trying to go back to basics, so I understand it. It feels like they're trying to be a combination of the first three movies, but I think that's the fault because you're never going to capture that. So that's
Yeah.
why it feels flat. But I would still say I think this one is a little bit more rewatchable for me than like Fallen Kingdom or Dominion.
Okay.
I think the first Jurassic World, honestly, is probably number two for me out of the whole franchise, just because
Mm.
I really love that one in the fact that like you get to see the park fully operational, which is like the coolest part.
Yeah.
You have the Mosasaurus introduced, which is the coolest fucking dinosaur out of all these
Hmm.
movies. Let's be real. And then also like yes, I agree. Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, no chemistry. But in the first one, because they're so opposite and they hate each other, they actually kind of work, and I'm okay with them in that movie. Like their whole "I fucking hate this shit" and her like "I'm fine, I'm good to go, I'm running in heels."
Yeah.
I don't even care. It's fine. It's really not that egregious. But like the second movie, I'm already over them. Like, get them out of here. They have no chemistry anymore.
Yeah.
The third one, same thing. I'm like, I don't care about them, let alone being parents, you know? Like,
Well, the
that's
third one, we're all back for the original cast, but
exactly. And that's one reason that it tips its hand over this one a bit. But like, I still think this one's better technically than those last two because it doesn't get lost in cloning and like all the other kind of stuff that they bring to the franchise instead of like the dinosaurs and the
hmm.
people and like the whole thing. I like the idea that this one brings with like the whole healthcare industry stuff is pretty relevant, but
Yeah.
it does also just feel like maybe it's because there's three movies from the first previous ones, but like as much as I don't love all the characters and whatever, they're still pretty fully drawn compared to anybody in this movie. So
Hmm.
like I'll give you that. Like the characters in this movie, I'm sure you agree if this is your least favorite, just like probably the lamest characters of any like franchise movie in a while.
I'm I agree with you, but I want to make sure and clarify it on my end. It's really just the 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 guns for hire. That whole crew,
The mercenaries.
the ones that are actors that I know who they are, the mercenaries, I don't care about any of them. The family, I actually really like them. And I liked that
I'm glad you do
story.
too, because I do as well. Honestly,
Like,
like that's the best parts of the movie, and it's crazy to me because a lot of people said that the family should have been removed completely.
no, like what you were saying, like we've never had people that were just unknowingly thrown into this.
Thank you.
And I thought it was really good. And the mercenaries are just like, I mean, there's a lot of decisions of like things I didn't like that they did, but like it drove me crazy. Like the opening scene, like they get Scarlett Johansson on board, and then they do the team assembling the team, and I'm like, is this Ocean's 11? Like, what what are we doing here?
But like the lamest version of Ocean's 11, like I'm fine with her thing, but I'm also like, is she just supposed to be like kind of a shittier Black Widow? Is this what we're supposed to
Kinda,
believe? It
kinda.
feels like it, which is fine. Like I don't mind her playing this character. Like I don't think she's bad, but I just think it's
It
weird.
feels phoned in.
That's it. That's the thing. And a lot of people do in this film, which is odd because, like, I don't know if you know this, but Scarlett Johansson has said for the past 10 years she's been trying to get a role in this franchise, which, like, how has that been so hard for you if you're Scarlett Johansson? I mean, she would have kicked fucking
I mean,
take over Bryce Dallas Howard's role, would have been great. Or even Chris Pratt, fucking get him out of here
I
and
mean,
put her in. Love it. But,
I mean,
like,
the past 10 years, she's been a little locked up with Marvel.
true. But she's like, I love this franchise since the beginning. I've always wanted to be in one of these movies. Mahershala Ali was like, I'm so stoked to be in this. But then I'm like, then you guys just, I mean, he's probably the better of the two, but like,
Yeah.
it does feel like such phoned in performances for like, I was just surprised when I'm like, Scarlett Johansson said she's been talking about like dying to be in this film. She's like, I had a fucking Jurassic Park, like, can't, like, I had like a tent and everything. I camped out in my backyard for like a year because I love the film and the movies and everything. And I'm like, and this is how you're showing your fucking thanks for being a part of it? Like, I mean, wow, it just felt like such a basic ass role for her. But
So
maybe that's why she took it. Was like, I don't care if it sucks. I just want to be a part of the movie.
here's what I think, because I'm a huge fan of Scarlett Johansson, and not just because she's gorgeous. But
She's an amazing actress,
she's
and she has
she
such range.
she's
Yeah.
amazing. But I really think this is a writing and a directing problem. And my
Agreed. I don't think it's any of the actors'
and
problem.
the reason I think that is because of her interactions with Jonathan Bailey.
Those are the best parts of the movie. For those two characters, I personally enjoy their
So
romantic relationship.
so here's what I hated
Oh,
about it.
you don't think it works at all?
This is the entire reason that I think this is a writing and directing issue. Jonathan Bailey's character is trying to have real conversations about, like, this needs to belong to the people. We need to open source this. And, like, if we just give it to the corporations, they're just going to make money and we're all fucked.
Yeah.
So there's like a real conversation to be had there. And Scarlett Johansson's character seems way more preoccupied in flirting during those conversations. Like, she
Yeah.
never really engages with him in the
She's always like
conversation.
mocking him, or she'll be like, yeah, she's like, has that one vulnerable moment. And then she's like, immediately, like when he says these things, she's like, yeah. She's like, He's like, have you ever thought about it? She's like, no. But she's like, but maybe you should stop. And then
Yeah.
just like leaves. And then it's by the end of the movie, it's like, you know what? How do we do it? Should we give it to everybody? Okay. And I'm like, it doesn't feel like I agree. I think it's more him carrying that for
He's
that.
he's
He's so
really
good.
great. Like, I
He's so
love the
good in this
scene.
movie.
I love the scene when they, I call them long necks because I don't remember the
Yeah.
actual name, and Land Before
The
Time.
Titanosaurus.
Okay, yeah. So the big long necks. I love that scene because, like, he's the only scientist there, and so, like, he's living his dream and, like, seeing this and, like, getting in touch with it. You see, like, his face, and, like, he's really engaged
He's
in it.
giving like the original movie when Grant
Yeah.
and when they see the dinos the first time and they're like, they do move in herds.
Yeah,
Like
like
it
when
felt
he
very
puts his
beautiful.
head
Like,
on the Triceratops belly, and, like,
yes,
yeah, it's
it's
that
very much giving that
this
first
is
movie vibe.
magic, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, I love that. But yeah, it was just like, I was like,
You're right.
are
That
they
feels
just
like
like
the
telling
writing.
her to be flirty instead of, like, having meaningful dialogue with each other? And it's like, but
It's like it could be a character choice because she's like, oh, well, she has PTSD and she's a mercenary, so she keeps people at arm's length. Like, I'm assuming that's it, but like, you're right that like, I just feel like it's in terms of like characters, there's no second half for her. She never comes to like a full character.
mhm.
He starts off a full character, I would say, and
Yeah.
he stays that way. Mahershala Ali even
Mahershala
gives
Ali,
as much of his character is like such like small character compared to everybody else. He does add a lot of extra like feeling and emotion and everything with his story with his son, which is
yeah,
a very
like,
small like one-off mention, but it's like it makes sense, and then it would have come full circle if they didn't chicken out.
yeah,
But like they do actually give him that moment, but it is, you're right. It's like they don't ever give that moment to ScarJo where she becomes more than what it is. It's like all of a sudden she cares more about the family than she does about the mission, which
yeah,
is odd. And then all of a sudden she cares more about helping people instead of giving herself all the money. And also, like, Mahershala Ali's character just lost his whole boat at the end of this.
yeah,
They both could use that fucking payday because that was going to help them from not getting PTSD on another mission like this. And
yeah,
now they're not doing that. It just feels like you're right. I could see why Mahershala Ali would come around, but like her, there's no indication that she's thinking, I agree with this guy, except for like he's kind of hot
yeah,
with the paleontologist. But I was like, I kind of was okay with it, and I was like, I think it's just because fucking Jonathan Bailey was great, and I
yeah,
was like, I'm in love with him. I would fall in love with him instantly. So cute. But like, you're right. Her character just feels like so one note the whole time that there's no aha moment for her.
yeah.
And she
Like,
just all of a sudden starts acting like she's a good person or she changed, but we didn't see it happen or where in her
yeah,
mind it shifted.
it felt like they casted her just to be beautiful.
Yeah.
Like they casted her to just like where you this the camera is going to be on your face a lot, and we want as much of that as we can. And it's like I like yeah, she's a great actress, and so it's like the,
It's not on her fault
yeah.
for not delivering in this movie. I agree. I think you're right that it is the script, which is nuts because I will call out right now. This is written by David Koepp, who wrote the original and the sequel to Jurassic Park and Jurassic
Mhm.
Park: The Lost World. He's also wrote the new movie Cold Storage, which I highly recommend, and it's based on his novel, which is so weird because the characters in that are so incredible and the story and everything is so original. Whereas like this, I appreciate some things that he does, but I do think he's way stronger in this movie with like coming up with sequences and homages to the books or the original movies and less so with like actually creating interesting or unique characters. I think he's more focused in on the nostalgia aspects of this movie, and maybe
Mhm.
that's the problem. And same with the director cuz like this movie feels to me like Jaws for the first half with all the water stuff in the boat and trying to track the mosasaur, which is like a good portion of the cast in this movie is
Mhm.
like half of their time is spent on the boat like in Jaws, but without any real of the fear or whatever that comes with that. And then the second half of the movie feels like Jurassic Park 2 or 3 or 1 and elements of that mixed in together. But like
Mhm.
none of it fully connects to me. And I
Yeah.
feel like it's like we're homaging to original Spielberg and we're homaging to another original Spielberg, but like, and to this franchise. But like, there's nothing beyond that to pick up. Like, the only original characters that are any sort of like uniqueness to this movie is, like you said, the family. But like,
Mhm.
out of the mercenaries, what's shocking to me though, I do want to call out is that the first guy to die is like an actual fucking actor, Ed Screen,
Yeah.
who
I was
we know
in my notes, I'm like guy from Game of Thrones,
who fucked that up. And
Yeah.
then he was also a guy in Deadpool. Um, I feel like he's just like maybe because he's just not really that popular, but like he still feels like he should have been the third mercenary to die. No, not the first. I was very surprised that he was the first to go. I was like, that's the only person that I've ever seen in anything before this out of all the mercenaries. And as soon as he dies, I'm like, well, we know who else is dying is all the mercenaries that are not
Yeah.
him. All the people who work with Mahershala Ali, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, like when he died, I was like, well, that was short-lived. But I guess if you're blowing this budget on Mahershala Ali and Scarlett
He is not
Johansson,
demanding a budget. Get out of here. That guy probably would have done this shit for free. I doubt that he's taking up any of the budget that they had to kill. He could have honestly played the villain. I would have been fine with.
I mean, it goes back to I guess we haven't really talked about it, but like this movie, the cast is too big and it led to the movie being split in half. I did want to say real quick one last thing on Scarlett Johansson. I think she I think she is really smart, and I think she has learned after the whole Marvel thing how to juggle her career. Because
100%.
after Marvel, like you look at her filmography, she does a big movie and then she does a small movie. And like
Which is good.
the
One for
small
them,
movies,
one for
like
me.
in like the small movies, she takes pay cuts to do them. She like works with
Yeah.
directors that she wants to work with.
Jojo Rabbit. I
Yeah,
love her
Jojo.
performance in that movie so fucking
That's my
much. It's
favorite
so goddamn
performance.
good
It is
of
amazing.
hers. It's
But
so
yeah,
good.
it's like, she did like Asteroid City and the Phoenician Scheme, and like I heard
Hmm.
she took less money because she wanted to work with I forget that
Wes
director. Yeah, but
Anderson.
yeah. And so I think this is a paycheck movie because she got paid a lot. She was all the marketing for it. And I think her one for her this time was her first movie that she directed that I watched called Eleanor the Great with June Squibb.
Your
And
favorite star, your favorite
I
leading lady as of
I love
late.
her right now. So, like she's amazing.
90
Like
years old, finally getting her first leading roles. That's pretty exciting.
yeah. But like that movie was really good. And like I've finished watching the movie. I'm like, I'm excited for the directing career of Scarlett Johansson. And
That's
like
exciting.
that movie didn't have like a wide release, or I don't even know if it actually got distribution, but Like it
It's on
was,
Netflix now, though, you
yeah, it's
said,
on
I think to me.
Netflix, and it's like a very beautiful. It's about grief, and like it's very you'll cry.
Oh
But
boy.
it's great. And I was like, man, did she finance that movie with her paycheck from this?
Probably, honestly. I bet you, I mean, she's the highest paid actress in the world.
Yeah,
And like I know people are saying like, okay, so she was like the actress who had like earned or her films had earned the most overall. She's
yeah.
now slightly, only slightly behind
Zoe
Zoe
Saldana.
Saldana. However, Zoe Saldana is not the leading actress in any of the films she's
Yeah,
ever been in that are part of those franchises. She is part of a large cast in each one of those movies.
yeah.
ScarJo, similar, but she is also the highest paid actress in the world right now. So
Hmm.
she has earned her place to like be highly paid and also fucking deliver on the money. Like this
Yeah.
movie adds to that. And that's what gives her the wherewithal to go and do a movie for her, which I fucking love. I want to watch that movie. I did not realize it was on Netflix. So that's exciting because now you can watch both of these movies. And then you can be like, you know, maybe I'll be a little more forgiving about Jurassic World Rebirth.
Yeah.
Not that the same fucking people made both, obviously. It's just ScarJo, but at least we can give her a little bit of the respect that she very much deserves. She's also going to be starring in the next Mike Flanagan film, The
Oh yeah, that's right.
Exorcist.
Yeah.
So, which the cast, by the way, her son in the movie will be played by the kid from Hamnet. So I just thought you should know that because that
I
kid was fucking
loved that
incredible.
kid. I
Imagine
loved
him speaking a fucking monologue from Mike Flanagan. Get out of here.
well, and
And also
ScarJo is
ScarJo
going to be
doing
in
a
Batman.
monologue. Oh yeah, you're right.
I don't.
She's got lots of great shit coming up, and I love that for her. So I don't think she took a hit from being in this movie at all. I don't think this
No,
movie, if anything, I think it's not going to end the franchise in any way, whatever. But
no. Still did over $800 million at the box office.
that's
Like,
what I'm saying. And as we get into the rest of the movie discussion, I did forget. I was wanting to maybe talk about this a little earlier, but that's okay because one of the things that I think that they need to also move on from as we talk about how they go from here, they need to stop. And this has been something since Jurassic World, the first one, that I've never agreed with, is the fact that people are bored of dinosaurs.
yes, I.
They start the movie with that, and I hate it. And they say it multiple fucking times, and it's not true. And we need to stop getting that fucking lie shoved down our throats because dinosaurs are not alive right now, and they are still the number one most interesting fucking thing in the world at all times. If you
Yeah.
talk about dinosaurs, everybody has a favorite. If they were real, I mean, people still get fucking wild over the birth of like a baby elephant at the zoo. Can you imagine if there was a fucking dinosaur at the zoo? People would lose their fucking minds.
Yeah, I love going to the zoo. And so the idea
Yeah.
of this being the reason, I'm like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like,
And they double down on it in this one by saying like they're now in the world and people just don't give a fuck. And I'm like, hey, calm the fuck down, okay? The Museum of Natural History, whatever the fuck, with all the dinosaur bones, they're probably still pulling in bank. I doubt that those guys are going down. And if dinosaurs were real, I really don't think that that would be going down at all, personally.
Well-
It just feels like, why are we still trying to sell this lie that people are over dinosaurs? They're still fucking dinosaurs, and they're the most exciting thing to us, and they're not live right now. So, like, I just feel like they need to end that logic because it just adds another really irritating thing that makes me mad now when I rewatch these Jurassic World movies.
yeah, it's like, are we really gonna do this? Because like bird watching is a thing. Like
Thank
a lot
you.
people get excited about watching birds, and it's like we're really gonna sit here and act like, oh yeah, people are gonna get bored of dinosaurs. And so
Thank you.
I I'm glad you brought this up because I actually dug in a little bit on this. So I think the only reason people would never get bored of dinosaurs, the reason why they would quote unquote get bored of dinosaurs is because it's no one is able to go see them because that shit would be so expensive. Like zoos work because
Everybody can go.
they're all across the country, they're in cities, like they're accessible, they don't cost an arm and a leg to go to, and so you could support them that way. But like this is like Disneyland on crack. Like imagine if Disneyland
You literally bankrupt your family taking them to Jurassic World once.
so So like I
Unless you like the kids from the first movie, which was the way to go into this franchise. Because we're like, we can't be with some rich ass family who paid to be here, right?
yeah.
We have to be with the family, the brothers who their parents are divorcing. They're from a normal ass home in America, and their aunt just happens to run the place.
Yeah.
That's the only way that we can get in and be like, okay, we're on these kids' sides. If they were rich kids who fucking were like, oh, I'm coming here, it's so fun. I love this place. I've been here 5 times. It'd be like, fuck those kids. I hope they all die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it feels like you're right, but I also feel like, hey, I haven't been to the History Museum to see fucking dino bones, but like if they were real in another place, I would still be just as fascinated. I'd be watching videos all day long that people took when they were there, right? Like
Yeah.
I would be like fucking trying to get live cam footage of the fucking place because I'd be
Yeah.
like, look at those dinosaurs just existing. Like it would be incredible. But you're right that like there's no way that anyone could actually, especially with the way that the world is now, this place would probably be bankrupt within a year, honestly.
Yeah. So I mean, like you think about. So I was working with Claude AI to give me some estimates of how much of money it would cost to do this, and I won't go through all of it, but like think about it comparatively, like how much money has been invested on AI, and like trillions of dollars for this
Hmm.
thing that is still in concept, essentially, kind of.
But also extremely dangerous and already out of the box, and they're already slapping a label on it, marketing, just like in the first movie
Yeah.
that Jeff
So it's like
Goldblum said. Before you
the
even know what you had, you slap a label on it, you're selling it, you're selling it. But now it's out.
yeah, like before you even get into the costs of like creating the technology to clone these dinosaurs and make them, you also have to buy the islands or lease the islands.
Yeah,
And
you have to own them,
you
I
have to
would
build
imagine.
the parks on top of them, the
Let alone
infrastructure.
you have to get permission from the Costa Rican government to do this, which
Yeah.
shocking that they would. You'd have to buy the Costa Rican government in order to do this. It's like something like if you could bring in Bruce Wayne and be like he was the guy who set it up, and I'd be like, all right, that makes sense. That's why you have to have a billionaire at the top of
Yeah.
this thing. But yeah, I mean, honestly, it's like I think Sam Jackson even says in the first one, we have all the problems of a major theme park and a major zoo. When
Yeah.
you combine the costs of operating both of those things, then you add dinosaurs and genetics into the mix, it would be like they say 5 years to make a profit on a business. This would be like 45 years before you make a profit, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Only if, and even if you're charging $10,000 a day, you'd still be like, we need to be over capacity every fucking hour. Like this is not happening.
Well,
Let
and then
alone a fucking event that happens and kills a bunch of people. Then that's why they go into bankruptcy immediately.
well, and then you add on that your theme park is on an island. So the only way for people to get there is they have to take a
Destination
boat,
park,
they have to
yeah.
fly. Like Disneyland and stuff is already a destination, but like I had it run a
A little
comparison.
easier to get to though.
Yeah. And so it said like estimate for like a 3-day trip with all expenses for a family of 4, it's costing like $3,000 to $12,000. Like if you're going super cheap or if you're going a little more premium. That's Disneyland. The estimates for Jurassic Park for a family of 4 would be $40,000 to $80,000 for 3 days.
That's what I'm saying.
So this isn't an issue of people's interest. This is an issue of affordability. And like
That's the thing that they're not even thinking about. And they say it in the beginning, like we could charge whatever and people will pay it. But then even the guy, the billionaire in the first one is like, hey, we should make this for everyone. They're like, we'll have a coupon day. But it's like coupon day is probably still 10 grand.
Yeah.
Like fucking nobody just has that lying around. I think you're right that like in these movies, if they're gonna stick with this fucking idea of people are tired of dinosaurs, at least hit us with it straight. This feels like when they're saying millennials are ruining whatever industry because we're not buying it enough. No, we just don't have the money to fucking participate in this world the way that people used to. It's the same fucking thing here. And they're not looking at maybe capitalism is the ultimate villain. Because that's really what it is.
Maybe that's like the one little like kudo that I'll give to this Fallen Kingdom. It's like maybe the only way to actually monetize this is to get government contracts because
they're auctioning dinosaurs.
The general public, this isn't going to work.
Low. It was like $20 million. $20 million. That thing should be $1 billion.
Yeah.
Should be $1 billion to buy a dinosaur
for a SWAT trained velociraptor. Like
it was like and it's like a fucking hybrid. Like it's a new species, and you're selling that for $20 million. What? That was insane. That movie pisses me off with the affordability issue. Again, I will also say $10 million for Zora, the main chick, Scarlett ScarJo, to do this job feels really low. This feels like when they're laughing at fucking Dr. Evil and Austin Powers. And he's like, $1 million. And they're like, that's easy. No big deal. Right? And it's like, oh, 1 billion. Okay. But it's like, for real, this guy's gonna make trillions of dollars off this drug, and you guys are gonna risk your life and everything against dinosaurs for 10 million. Granted, they get him up to 20 mil, but it should be a billion tops.
Yeah.
Like that should be $1 billion split between the whole team. If we're, I mean, obviously the economy's fucked, so maybe that's reflecting that. But
Well,
yeah,
yeah. When they did the whole hustle thing to get more money, I was just like, well, I'm glad they did that, but cool.
again, it just feels like you're right. I honestly, they almost had it right. Where like they rescue the family after their boat is attacked by the
Mhm.
Mosasaur and the Spinosaurus, which I will add as another wonderful moment to this movie. Sorry, just one of, not
Yeah.
another. But one of the wonderful moments is the idea of like the Spinosaurus actually being shown in the like actual factually correct way than it ever has been. Because in the third movie, we were saying like the Spinosaurus is the villain, but he's like on land the whole time and he's also all brown. And like he does go in the water, but not in the same way. Whereas now we know it was like mostly a water hunter. And
So
like they
it so,
mostly were an aquatic dinosaur.
okay, so it was a predator.
It was definitely
Okay.
always, no matter what. And it was big, but it was mostly like an aquatic. Actually, there's a
Hmm.
wonderful sequence in the dinosaurs thing on Netflix about the Spinosaurus, and it's horrifying because it used to hunt like great whites, and it would like literally like kill a fish and then like drop it in the water and put its mouth in there, like open jaws around it and
Yeah.
wait for hours without moving. And I was like, that's more horrifying than anything I've seen in one of these movies until a shark comes up to go, what's the blood? And then it just grabs it. And I was like, that was epic. That was fucking epic. And that was in the dinosaurs. There's some really cool shit in that one.
You're selling me on that series.
Dude, it's so good. Except you're like, how the fuck? These dinosaurs, man, they come back from everything. I know that there's like 10 million, 15 million, 100 million years between all the episodes, but it's like, these guys are so fucking resilient. There's a world-ending fucking event every millions of years, but it feels like every 5 minutes for these fuckers is when you're watching the show. But
Yeah.
either way, it's just a great thing of like the way that you get to see him in that thing. It's pretty cool, but it feels like seeing the Spinosaurus with the actual like Mosasaurus was a really fucking cool idea and way to incorporate the dinosaurs in this one. I think one thing I should also call out as we're talking about this moment in general with this movie is that I will say the dinosaurs actually act like dinosaurs.
Yeah.
They don't act like evil monsters with a fucking plot or like,
Mhm.
haha, I'm a serial killer, like the Indoraptor or
Yeah.
whatever. Like, I'm gonna go through and just slit everyone's throat and then move on, which is fine. But like, I like the fact that these are just animals.
Yeah.
And I feel like we kind of lost that in a couple of the Dominion and some of the other ones where they feel like they're evil
Yeah.
monsters versus like the T-Rex is like, you're never rooting against the T-Rex. Like they might eat some people, but they're like the fucking king of the jungle, right? They're just an animal doing what they do. That's
Yeah.
always been the thing in the first three movies. So that's why I felt like, in addition to the Spinosaurus being cool, I felt like all the animals actually behaved realistically in this movie.
Yeah, and I liked that. Like, yeah, they were like the I'm just gonna call it the big fish dinosaur, and
Mosasaur.
the mosasaur and the spinosaurs like working together is like
Mutualism.
yeah, nature finds a way sort of thing.
He's getting so. I love the fact that Jonathan Bailey in that part is like so excited. Like, it's amazing. They're helping the mosasaur hunt. That's so cool. It's like interspecies mutualism. And then I just love that like Scarlett Johansson's like, I don't like that. Like that doesn't sound good. It does feel like she has a bit of that, and maybe just because she's like used to this kind of shit, I still feel you should be a little bit more afraid of dinosaurs. But like, it feels a little bit of that Marvel thing of here comes another fucking monster from another dimension. Just get me a bat. Let's fucking go. Like, no big deal, right? This is just a Tuesday. I still feel these people should be a little bit more worried about the dinosaurs, but whatever.
Well, the mosasaur, I mean, like that whole sequence was pretty cool. Like it's swimming and jumping in the water. I don't know why, but like I kept while I was watching though, I kept thinking of the boat chase scene in Godzilla -1. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, this could have been more exciting.
This could have
Like
been
Godzilla minus
scary.
one. Like,
Godzilla minus one has more in common with Jaws than this movie does.
mhm.
I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah,
They're trying so hard, and I understand. Jaws is a formative film for most filmmakers that are
yeah,
now like directors. And in general, for me, it's one of my favorite films of all time. It's probably the best movie ever made. I'll just say it. It's so good, but it's like you'll never capture that magic. And the
yeah,
number one thing that you need to even come close is exactly what they do in Godzilla minus one is fucking terrifying. It
yeah,
needs to be there needs to be stakes, there needs to be horror to it. The way that Godzilla is peering out of that water is creepy. The closest they come is when ScarJo is like hanging off the boat and she's like
yeah,
eye to eye with the
yeah.
mosasaur and you see its eye
That
and
was
you're like,
good.
that's cool. But it's like that's the only moment that has any sort of that. And it feels like it's more of a beautiful, like we're swimming with dolphins
Hmm.
versus being hunted.
Yeah, agreed. And the the other thing I was thinking about was like I got my brain went to way too much of like real world application when I was watching this movie. I'm like, so that Monosaurus, that's the same one that escaped in Dominion, or is
Or
it the first
Fallen
one?
Kingdom? No.
Yeah.
So that's the thing I also looked up, and apparently it is not. And the reason that people say that is because the design is different and it looks
Okay.
way different, is because Gareth Edwards was like, we wanted to make it look different, whatever, maybe more realistic or maybe something totally different. I don't know. They wanted to make it more whale-like.
Okay.
Um, so they changed it a bit. I think it was scarier in
Yes.
Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, even at the beginning when they have like the lights on the thing
Yeah.
and then you see it behind it and it
Yeah.
has its jaws out. It looks too much like a whale in this to be
Yeah.
scary. The thing.
Okay.
So they made it different. And just also people were saying technically it would have to be a different one because the one that was tagged from Fall Jurassic World, whatever, when it came out from like Costa Rica is like totally different area from where they are
Mm.
here. And I guess, but I'm like, but wouldn't they all have to be in the same area? Fuck if I know, I guess. I don't know. I would say it could be the same one, but it might not be, I guess. They maybe had two mosasaurs that the secret mosasaur, the second one that they didn't tell us about, which is like, okay. I don't know why
The
we're doing that move. Nobody likes that in a movie.
the thing that went to my head when I saw that, I was like, there's no way that this creature would be allowed to roam free in the world because
No. It would
that
fuck up the entire ocean ecosystem. It'd be like
yeah,
the Meg coming back.
and
No
it
thanks.
and like it would fuck up cargo ships that businesses wouldn't be able to insure their cargo. Like we're seeing this right now with like Iran, where like they get the whole Gulf is like blocked off, and like
Great point.
they can't insure the cargo, so they're not going to go through it, and so it's like the whole world would
Nothing would go
unify
through
together
here.
and kill this thing, so that the
That's
world
a
wouldn't
great plot
stop.
for the next
Like,
one.
and
Honestly,
it's
because you're
not as
right.
big as Godzilla, so like
No, but
they
it
could
is
kill it.
it's huge. It's
Yeah,
huge. They could easily kill it though. I mean, you're right. Even the Spinosaurs. Like, let's get a helicopter. Fuck. We don't have to shoot it from a boat, right?
it's like
Um,
we tag whales right now, so like
it's already tagged too. Let's
yeah.
just fucking tag it with a bomb. Fucking done.
If it's
Let's
knocking over sailboats, it's knocking over freighters.
They're like,
Like,
it's a free animal. Sure, fine. Maybe back then. But like back then, it was also the king of the ocean, man. We don't need that shit. Humans, are you kidding me? Like the fact that the father was taking them on this boat journey anywhere near this fucking area was insane because he's like, well, they said it just circles the island. I don't give a fuck what they say. If that thing's in the ocean, I would consider everything off. Like none of it's go. None of it's a good. I would never even get in a lake. I'm telling you. I would never get in the ocean again. And the fact that like this thing is out there, like, yeah, there's just, I thought that honestly in the second one, once it got out in the ocean, I was like, well, the whole world's fucked. There's no
yeah,
getting that back in the bag unless you find it and murder it.
yeah,
And then even in the beginning of Dominion, I actually enjoyed the fact that it was attacking a fucking fishing ship. And it's
yeah,
like, how are they supposed to get crabs and fish if every time they do, it comes with the mosasaurs attached and he fucking takes down the whole boat? Like people wouldn't eat. There'd be a reduction on food, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
this is a thing that nobody talks about,
yeah.
but
We
it would
would,
be a huge problem.
yeah. Like the only reason that it's not a problem right now is because whales don't attack, like blue whales don't attack us. Like, but if
Thank
they
you.
did,
You give it teeth, that thing is definitely not supposed to be around for a reason, okay? Jeff Goldblum should have been there to be like, hey, let's fucking knock this thing out. I honestly was surprised that everyone was like, let's just let it go. My favorite part about the Mosasaur, before we move on to anything else, is the fact that they just totally forget about it after they've lost their boat. The helicopter gets destroyed. They take this shitty little boat out at
Thank
the
you.
end.
I
And
had
it's
the
like
same
they're
thought.
going off all happy, and I was like waiting for that mid-credit scene, just being like, "Come on, everybody dies, nobody gets the medicine. This whole movie was for nothing." Because I was like, "What is the thought here that you guys are going to make it out on the ocean when the ocean was the problem in the first place?"
Yeah. It's like,
We're in a smaller boat. I feel like we're definitely now he's going to think we're actually food is the problem. We're smaller, right?
yeah.
Like we're in a fucking floaty boat. Like this is not a good deal.
Yeah, we just had a very aggressive interaction with this thing. So you think it just forgot? Like,
It literally circles this island, dude. It's like, fine, you guys get on that beach. I'm waiting. I got all the time in the fucking world to do this. I'm the fucking mosasaur. I own this ocean. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like this movie kind of forgets about a lot of things. And that would have been great if it fucking showed up at the end and killed them all. Personally, I would have thought at least this movie was realistic
yeah.
in a way. But like, I just feel like outside of the mosasaurus and like you said, when they first see the Titanosaurus and like that beautiful moment, outside of the T-Rex, I don't
Mhm.
think I'm really into much of the other stuff with the dinos. Are you? Like even the Quetzalcoatlus, which is like
That the flying one?
the flying one, which is creepy. But it's
Hmm.
like it just feels like that whole scene is just pretty pointless, and the fact of like the other guy ends up getting killed, but like the other two were in the nest, and like oh our main characters are just happen to be protected because this guy threw a rock and he was outside, not near the babies. I mean, anything I've ever learned about dinosaurs is they will murder you if you're near their babies,
Yeah.
eggs or not.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons that I hated the little Triceratops
Oh God,
thing.
I know.
Because
Dolores.
I was just like, yeah, the mom has got to be around somewhere.
That's
Or
actually, I looked this up and that actually is a full grown dinosaur. So it is a small little thing like that.
how is that thing survive? I guess those little raptor
It's like
looking things
little
that,
compies. Compies are my favorite things in the whole fucking franchise, I think, if I had to pick one dino. Because
yeah.
they're just like the fucking like little fuckers of the groups. Like they just eat, like they'll eat people if they have to. But like they eat in the first book, actually, that's how John Hammond dies, they're like the rest of them are stuck at the facility and they're trying to fight the raptors and they play a T-Rex sound over the speakers to scare the dinosaurs and he's like out walking around fucking who knows what and he gets scared and falls down a ravine and then those things show up and eat him. But in the
Oh,
book they say that like compies when they eat you, they inject your blood with like some kind of toxin that makes you feel euphoric. So I was like, that's a
well,
weird way to let the bad guy go down because Hammond is the evil man in the book. He's
yeah.
like a really bad capitalist asshole. He's not the lovely grandpa Santa that we know from the movies.
Yeah.
Um, and so I thought that was interesting, but that's why they're always my favorites. I'm like, you know what? At least if you get killed by those guys, they're like, hey, have a nice drug like moment before
Yeah.
you die. Like
Yeah.
that's not too bad, right?
You're not going to
Um,
feel a thing. It's just
you
going to
know,
be really weird, but you're going to feel good.
that sounds fun. Those guys are cute. I'd be like, this ain't so bad.
Yeah.
But like none of the other fucking dinos let you have a nice time. They're it's like you're dying in horror. But anyways,
Speaking
I
of
thought
the,
it was interesting that that little thing was not a baby because I thought it was like Baby Yoda, but a dinosaur. And I was
yeah.
also like, the mom's gonna be concerned. Also, they take that thing out of there when explicitly at the beginning they said that dinosaurs cannot survive off the island. So they are taking Dolores back to her fucking death, which I think
Yeah.
is fucked. That's a pretty fucked up thing. Unless those people live near that island, which I doubt,
Yeah.
they're killing that little dinosaur. So that's like a kind of dark ending that nobody
Yeah.
talks about. Let's hope the mosasaur killed them all, because or else that's gonna be a shitty ending for Dolores.
Well, like
But that was a
Dolores,
dumb.
Dolores was the reason why when I saw Predator Badlands, I was worried about Bud.
Not again.
I was like,
Baby
oh,
Yoda, we don't need one in every franchise.
and like Dolores is kind of the worst of all of them because she doesn't do anything. She's literally just there to be cute. And
Hmm.
I'm just like, oh God.
You know who was cuter than Dolores? Maybe a hot take, but the T-Rex. When he was sleeping after that big meal, I was like, this guy looks like Augie, my dog. Like, I'm like, the way he's like sleeping with his legs up and he's just like, this feels very like, I was like, who knows if T-Rex ever did that? But I was
Yeah.
just like, this guy is like, I'm king of the fucking jungle. I'm taking a nap on my, like, after I just ate half this thing, I'm full as shit. And he's just like snoring with his like legs out like a dog. And I was like, that's adorable.
That was really cute.
That was cuter than Dolores the whole time. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. That was cuter. I would have been like, can we take him home?
And that scene was great. And
The T-Rex on the river is the whole scene. The reason I saw this film in the theaters, because that
Mhm.
is from the original novel and it's Grant and the kids.
yeah.
And in the novel, it's such a good little part. And I just remember being like, the first time I read that, I was like, T-Rex can fucking swim? Are you kidding
Yeah.
me? Like those little arms, you're fucking joking. And then
And-
to see it was awesome. I'm so glad they included it.
Yeah, and then like seeing seeing it be like kind of stealthy, like when the boat blows up and then like it disappears. It's like, whoa.
I was like, that thing, okay, first off, that was cool. But I was also like, huh, in every movie in this franchise, whenever the T-Rex moves, the ground shakes and the water shakes.
Yeah.
It's like that famous sequence from all the movies, right? They
Yeah.
pluck the water and it's like, dunk. How did no one hear that and feel that? Like it just like ran off that quick, like without anyone hearing shit. I thought it was lit. Maybe it rolled away. I don't know. But it was pretty funny because I was like, it also seemed like it was trying to be sneaky there, but then like a minute later it just walks into the water and drinks water. So you're like, maybe he wasn't trying to be sneaky. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't care though. You're right because it was cool. And the only nitpick I have of that scene is like, what fucking company made that raft?
I
Because
had the
a
same
T-Rex
thought.
bit it multiple times and it didn't pop.
No pops.
I will tell you, after watching that dinosaurs thing, Morgan Freeman tells you how fucking strong all of their teeth are every time you meet a new dino. And he's like, this thing would crack through human bones in a second. And I'm like, but not a fucking blow up raft, apparently. That's stronger than a human skull. I didn't know. Like,
God.
I was also like, but I'm okay with that whole sequence again. And the whole thing with the family.
Yeah, let's
It's
talk about
fine
the family.
because did you find the boyfriend annoying? I thought he was going to be a problem, but I actually enjoyed his character arc.
I did not like him initially.
Of
And
course,
then-
I don't think
and-
you're supposed
and
to.
Then I learned that was by design, and I'm like, okay, there's some actual writing here. There's some character arcs. Like I liked him when the girl Teresa, when she falls off the boat and he just no hesitation dives to get her. I'm like, okay, Xavier.
Right? I asked Nolan,
respect
I go,
that.
would you do that? And he goes, the Mosasaurus and the Spinosaurus are in the water right where we are. And I go, okay, rude. Yes, they are. Clearly, those guys didn't get the okay that the sharks are fucking out of the water. No. Would you jump in, Mosasaurus and all, to get me? He's like, well, yeah, sure. I'm like, I
Well,
know he wouldn't.
In Nolan's defense, you would kill yourself. Like
I
as
would've-
soon as you fall in the
yeah.
water. Like
I would have been like, I already killed myself. This is me dying. And I would still expect him to come and get my body. But for real though, yeah, I mean, obviously, if you're thinking realistically, we're never going to be in this scenario. However, I'd just like to know, would you risk a Mosasaurus? Do you love me that much? I guess I don't know. But also, I hope we never find out.
But yeah, like I liked
I think that was a good moment though.
yeah, I liked the family. I liked their dynamic. Like when they get out of the water and they're like setting up camp or whatever, and he's like, I got some weed on me. And the dad's
Yeah.
like, what? He's clearly joking.
He's like, yeah, it might be a little wet, but I don't know. And he looks at he's like, Dad, he's like, what, you smoke? You smoke? Like, he is funny and he says things. And then also, like, he steps up in a way that, like, I think is just good. And he starts to be more of like a team player. He's like such a little shit at the beginning, but you're
Yeah.
also like, this guy's probably never dealt with a problem in his life.
Yeah,
I
like
would
he's
imagine.
he's kind of a
He's
kind of a-
probably been smooth sailing on just being a lazy fuck.
yeah, he's kind of
his whole life.
a deadbeat teenager. But then
Yeah, help
he, like,
me up.
he really like he rises to the occasion and matures, and like I like the relationship with him and the dad, and like the dad like he earns the dad's respect and
Hmm.
stuff. And so yeah, there's like really good just like dynamics there. But yeah, it annoyed me that they save them and then they immediately
Separate
are separated by them. And, and then we're just
the
telling two
whole rest of the movie.
yeah, we're telling two separate unrelated stories at the same time. And I'm like, why didn't we just pick one of these and follow that?
Or
Like,
even combine them. They already had it set. If they were going to do both stories
mhm,
and they had done it the way that they had originally, which was they saved them, they're on the boat, we all crash into the island, and now you're trapped with us. That would have been perfect.
yeah,
Perfectly
like
fine. I agree. It would have been better without all the mercenaries and just focusing on the family, but you'd have to like probably recast them. So you had like ScarJo and the family and like fucking like all these
or
big
like
actors. However, I still think like combining the stories wouldn't have been a problem because at least it would have been more like it would have felt like JP3, which
yeah,
is obviously a fucked up one because the family lies to get Grant
mhm,
on the island and they also have no money so they can't pay him.
yeah.
Very similar to how this ends up working out for everyone. No payday. We all died, but I guess we are alive. Um, it feels like it could have been the same thing, which was having those like more professional dudes with the family and the idiots of like the regular people. The mom,
Yeah.
especially screaming every 2 seconds in that
Yeah.
movie, is so annoying. But you're like, hey, she's a regular fuck. Like she's not prepared. She's not a mercenary going to Dino Island to fight dinosaurs. She's looking for a kid. It feels like would have been very similar energy. And while that's not everybody's favorite, and I agree, maybe not the ultimate perfect dynamic they could have landed on, would have been 1,000 times better.
Well, and especially with like Mahershala Ali's story of losing his son, like give him scenes
Connection
with the kids so
with
that
the daughter, the youngest one, who was struggling, and that's why they introduced the other dinosaur, the little
yeah,
Dolores thing. Cut Dolores out and keep Mahersh. Even if they had split up and Mahershala Ali had ended up with them,
yeah,
even that would have been fine.
yeah,
Even,
because
but I think it would have helped if they would have been around the whole time for even ScarJo's character to have
yeah,
come around in a more realistic way. They wouldn't have necessarily had to even change the writing for her.
yeah,
But like if she was just around them versus like, where are they? Oh, we found you. Let's split up again. Oh, wait, we found you. Hold on. Everybody split up. They yell that right after they reunite. As
yeah,
soon as the like mutadon things show up, she yells, everybody split up. And I was like, hey, no, we just learned that that was a bad idea. We've known that already. We got it. Let's fucking stop. We don't need white people in horror films. Am I right? Jesus Christ. This feels like I feel like I'm Brenda and screaming like, Every single time in one of these movies, you guys always say, let's split up. But we should not fucking split up. That's always the dumbest thing. And
uh,
yet, it's like he's just supposed to have this moment because he met that child twice.
yeah. It's like it
Whatever.
could have been so much better. And I'm my last thought on this movie, and it goes back to what you were saying about like we need to bring the horror tone back to this. If this movie had any like consistent sort of like tense moments or like horror kind of moments, the Stand By Me needle drop would have been so good.
Yeah,
Like
agreed.
that moment could have been so ominous, intense, but like everything leading up to it, it's more adrenaline than like tense. And
Exactly. And
it's
even
a
once the dinos show up, it's just kind of a messy thing. And everyone's like, it's just so that scene is an homage to the second novel. And it's a
okay.
scene that we don't ever get in any of the movies before. However, they fucked it up yet again. Because let me tell you, in the original novel, that scene is fucking cool because they have to go get, I think it's they have the car and they're going to try and like gas it up so that they can use it to escape. That's like out in front of the gas station, but
Hmm.
there's no, the pumps are dry, and so there's like gasoline in this like fucking like out in the shed, and so they need someone to like go out and get it. So they do, but as they do that, they are watching and they realize that there's camouflage dinosaurs that are not supposed to be. They're called carnotaurus. They're like the ones that look like devil, like they have little
Hmm.
devil horns, and they're usually all black and red. But in this not in the novel, it's like they because of the cuttlefish genes or whatever the fuck that they used when they like patch up the genome when they're
Hmm.
cloning them from other animals, it gives these ones the power to camouflage, just
Hmm.
like Indominus Rex does. And so this guy's out there and these camouflage dinosaurs are like fucking hunting him down. And they have to go and like fucking save him and figure out how to like distract them and whatever. But it's like it's such a cool sequence because it was like two dinosaurs stalking him. Very interesting, just like a really unique moment that I thought would have been cool if they did that, but no. Again, they just were like, we'll use the gas station and the fact that the geothermal energy keeps it running, which is similar to the second novel. And they make the same mistake of like, there's no dinosaurs here during the day, so this must be fine. And then the lights come on at night, and then you're like, oh, this is a dino hotspot at night. Okay. It would have been great if it was like the dinosaurs like swaying or singing to Stand By Me. Would have been hilarious. But, they chose humor in other moments. They didn't go horror. Anything would have been better than those fucking like lame ass looking mutodons. I honestly just wish they would have used regular raptors.
Yeah. It's weird that there was like one raptor in this whole movie, and it's like
There was two in the background, and then they just get killed unceremoniously, and that's it. And you barely even see the second one. It comes on the screen, it's like taken out. When Xavier's just pissing, which is a great sequence because you're like, oh shit, is he gonna get it? Because he's the boyfriend, maybe if they had any balls, but no. I think that for me, I just want to say that like them copping out of the Mahershala Ali sacrificing himself was pretty dumb.
Yeah,
That's not on the director or the writer though, because that was originally how it worked, and that was how the director read it and was like, we definitely need to keep this part. And then when Mahershala reread the part, they were like, oh, maybe he won't want to die, but he was like, I want my character to die. I love that ending for him. And then the studio was like, well, we're not going to have the budget to reshoot. So can you just also shoot a sequence where he comes back just in case? And the test screenings hated it. And so they made him put it back in.
God.
So
I mean,
that, at least, it's not the director's problem. But like, so lame because like, how did he get away with that? And also, he could have easily tossed the fucking thing and it would have gone and it would have been fine. But instead, it's like he gets it really close to him and then supposedly gets away and then uses the same flare a few feet away and shoots it at the boat. They turn the lights on and none of the dinosaurs come running, which they just said were attracted to light.
I mean,
I'm just like, hello.
I mean, it's like I didn't expect him to stay dead because it's Mahershala Ali.
I was
like,
hoping.
I mean, I was hoping to too, because I'm like, this is a storyline that actually like has some impact. It's good. It's a sacrifice. But the worst part is that they brought him back like 10 seconds later.
Yeah,
Like,
not even enough time for him to have gotten away, and even like for the dino to get far enough away that we're like, he's safe to be using that flare again.
yeah, like just like we couldn't have done the fake death maybe a little bit earlier in the movie, and then he comes back. Like,
Thank you. They do that in JP3 actually with Billy, the like student who goes with Grant, and he's like gets all like they make him feel bad. Grant makes him feel bad for stealing the raptor eggs, and then he like uses his parachute and saves the kid from the pterosaurs, and then gets like fallen into the water, and those things are like pecking at him, and there's blood in the water, and goes away, and you're like, that guy's definitely dead. And then at the end of the movie, when the Navy shows up, he's in the fucking helicopter. And I'm like, that's amazing. That actually is fine. I don't care that he looked like he was dead. That was a great moment to bring back somebody who didn't necessarily deserve to die. Would have been fine if they had done that with Mahershala Ali, if he would have sacrificed himself earlier and then somehow the military had shown up to save their asses and he was there already.
yeah.
Fine. But again, it doesn't make sense for him to make some stupid sacrifice and then not actually die, just for them all to die from the mosasaur 5 minutes later. And then they don't even die from the mosasaur. So I'm like, this is just a made up world. Clearly, obviously there's dinosaurs, but like, don't you think like if they had at least stuck the ending on Mahershala Ali's character, I think I would have been more forgiving about the like happy ending going off into the mosasaur waters.
Yeah. Because then it's like, yeah, there's something happens. You're like, oh, I'm gonna remember this. This was a good moment. This was a good fulfillment of this arc. But then they just spit in our face, and there's like, just be happy that you saw dinosaurs. And it's like, motherfucker, you chose to spend $180 million on this movie. Like,
thank you. And for the amount of dinos that we got, which I will admit, a lot more than we saw in Godzilla from the same director. Okay.
Yes.
He made a Godzilla film that had no Godzilla. I mean, that was a bold move, I guess.
But
I was
even in
really
his
hoping
defense,
he wouldn't do that.
In his defense, that movie, while it's not that great, has one of the best Godzilla moments ever.
Totally.
when he pulls the mouth open and then does the atomic breath just like point blank.
100%.
It was awesome. That's how that movie ended. And while I wasn't happy with the whole movie, I'm like, that was a good ending.
It left you with a good taste in the
worth
mouth.
it. That was worth the watch. Just that ending. Now I'll just YouTube that ending. That
Yeah.
scene.
And then he did this one, and you're like, at least the special effects were fine. But like I said, I was shocked by the scaling differences throughout the movie, and I felt like they were a little bit iffy. But like, I mean, with the amount of time that they had for this film to make it and like edit and make all the visual effects, like you could see, I think that's just that's going to be a thing for Gareth Edwards until he gets to like a different level of directing. But like, he seems to be like, I'm fine with the plot and the characters taking a dip if the visual effects can look as good as they're going to be within the time frame that we have. And he delivers that way, don't you think? Like the
Yeah.
visual effects are still great. I can see why they're nominated for an Oscar, but like, I still feel like he's taking an impact, or he's taking a deficit in other areas where he should be like spreading the wealth.
Yeah, he seems a little more focused on the visual effects than everything else. And the one thing that also stood out to me about this movie is that the the places, like the settings where scenes happen, they were so forgettable. But like every movie, like even the worlds, like where things happen are so like
They have great
distinct
sets.
and recognizable. Like even like the like Fallen Kingdom, like the mansion that they're
Yeah.
going through, like it's distinct. It stands out. Like it all starts with the first one and like being in the theme park and everything. But like every movie, like where things are happening are so distinct. And in this one, it just felt like generic jungle sort of thing,
Yeah, 100%.
which was a bummer.
100% a bummer. And I hope if they do make more, which like God forbid, they're never gonna give this franchise up if it keeps making money like this.
Yeah.
So like it's fine. They're gonna keep doing it. But like I think let's try something new, either bring in another franchise or just go straight up horror, or just like give the reins to somebody without Spielberg involved. I love Spielberg, but he is so involved in this franchise that it almost turns into, when you bring in another director, it feels like they're trying to do an homage to Spielberg versus like continue the story. I thought Jurassic World was the best possible version of that, because I thought it had Spielbergian elements of like, oh, we're doing the mosasaur and he's eating Jaws. Like that was fun and like cool stuff like that. But like they kind of just, it becomes this whole thing of like, it can become this like, we're doing an homage to the original movies, which is like Spielberg, but it's like, this should also be like to the actual like novels. Let's go back there, because that's like the source, right? Like let's see what we could do in a different way. But I have a feeling they're not going to change this formula up after this.
Yeah. If anyone at Universal is somehow listening to this, first off, we would love to know how you got here. Second, we sound like we're hating. We are big fans of these movies, and so this is all constructive criticism. Because
let us be a part of it. We'll help
we
you.
we want more Jurassic Parks. We want more dinosaur stuff. So
overall, these are the only movies incorporating dinosaurs in a good way that have consistently delivered with good dinosaurs, and we don't get enough of that. Hello, 65. So like this is we want to keep this going, but in the right ways, right? That's all it is.
all right. That's it for Rebirth. I mean, God, what are they gonna call the Jurassic Park movies going forward? Like
Jurassic World
Legacy.
Here we go again.
Here we go. Jurassic Park. Here we go again.
I'm just thinking like what would be hilarious, and that would make me laugh. That would be like a parody of it, and I'd be all on board for a parody of these films at this point. Give me Scary Movie, but by way of Jurassic World. So good.
They go full blown horror comedy with it, and it's just
parody.
I already have the trailer in my head. It's just like insanity, and then it ends with Jeff Goldblum, old silver hair, just smoking a cigarette, and just here we go again.
Exactly.
Jurassic World. Here we go again.
Here we go again. One more time around, everybody. And then it'll be like, and this is really the final one. But actually, no, we're rebirthing again. Rebirthing time. I don't know. It's
Rebirth in
Morbin
time.
It's Morbin time. That could be one later. I'm not sure.
That's how this franchise dies. The moment they put Jared Leto as
Oh.
as the lead.
We shouldn't have even said it. Now it's going to happen.
We just spent a whole hour giving good feedback, good ideas, and then they're going to be like, "Ooh, that Jared Leto comment. We should explore
God
that."
forbid. We should really stop. If that becomes a thing, we should really stop this podcast because clearly we have way too much power than we know what to do with.
All right, we're putting it on the record. If Jared Leto is ever the lead of a future Jurassic Park movie, we are ending the regular exclusive.
We'll rebrand and come out years later under a new title with fake names. We'll be in witness protection, all the things. Because God forbid we fuck with the world like that. God. I would hope that would never. I don't know if I could take it.
All right. Well, we're gonna watch a different movie next week, and I'm excited because I haven't seen it, but I need a good story from David Kemp to redeem this in my mind, because his filmography, he has written a lot of really great movies, and so he did a new one.
Legend.
Yeah, he did a new one, so I need some redemption. You really like it. Renee, tell us what movie we're watching.
We're going to be watching Cold Storage, which is a new movie available on streaming. You have to rent or purchase it, but let me tell you, it is 1,000% worth it. And it stars our favorite from Stranger Things, Joe Keery. It also stars...
Liam Neeson,
who is iconic as ever, and it's like him being comedic and also somehow like in Taken, and it's incredible. And then Georgina Campbell from Barbarian. It's just like just those people alone should be all you need, but it's like these people who work at a storage facility, and there's like some beeping noise. They break through the walls, they find this crazy government thing, and there's this like alien fungus leaking out, and it's like a sci-fi comedy, but it is so much I will tell you, I haven't laughed straight through at a film like this in a while. So we all need this right now. And it's just like, honestly, I think Joe Keery 100% is going to be a huge movie star, and I'm just so happy for him because like Steve Harrington is an incredible character, but like I think he's got bigger places to go, and this movie just gave me some hope that he can do something a little different and also still be just as like magnetic on screen. So
yeah, I mean, I would watch this just because Joe Keery is in it, because I've been so excited for Stranger Things to be done because I loved him in Spree.
Yes,
and
he was so good in that. If you haven't watched it, go check it out.
I want to see this guy in all the movies that he does because he's really good. So,
and he's been 100% a different character in each of these movies, like Spree and Cold Storage, so different from Steve Harrington. There was little moments from like when he grabbed a flashlight all cool, and I was like, oh, I bet he got that from Stranger Things, like as a joke. But it's like a lot of the stuff in this movie, and even in Spree, very much so, is very, very different for him. Liam Neeson's playing the hits, but in the best possible way. And him and Joe Keery and Georgina Campbell actually have great chemistry. So it's a kind of gross movie, but it's not like the highest budget. So the CGI super isn't epic and like realistic. So like I think if you're worried about that in any way, you'll be fine.
IMDb has it listed for genre of splatter horror.
It is very much.
Haven't heard that one before.
It's not like splatter when you hear like Terrifier and you think splatter. It's this is much more in line with like funny gross versus like disturbing fucked up gross. Yeah. Like it's not
kind of
even
like Evil Dead.
Very much more like Evil Dead 2 vibe, but even less so, because even that it looks a little bit more realistic. Yeah. This is more like kind of silly, funny stuff. It's hard to explain, but you'll know it when you see it. Very much kind of like Zombieland a little bit, which is a lot of humor mixed with some gore, but it's not scary gore, right? It's not too disturbing. But anyways, this is available on demand. The guy, David Kep, who wrote this, also wrote the novel it's based on, which is pretty exciting, and also wrote Jurassic World Rebirth, but also the original Jurassic Park. So I think we can give him some leeway. And hopefully this will make everyone feel a little bit better about him, because like we'll talk about his IMDb alone is insane, but he's just, I think this will be a fun movie to kind of switch to. And also, like, if you have not heard of this, please watch it. You will love it. It is such a great discovery for me. I had no idea I was going to love it as much as I did.
Watch the trailer, give it a rent. This movie didn't have wide distribution, so let's give it some love on the back end.
Exactly. That's why we're promoting it right now, is because it's a good movie and it deserves to be seen. So please rent it, watch it, however you need to. I bought it and it was worth it. So,
well, that's it for this week. We'll see you next week on the regular exclusive podcast, and enjoy the Oscars.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're out here.